Welcome to the Bobby Couto Show, where we dive into the fascinating world of human experiences and excellence, with special guests, real-life anecdotes, and thought-provoking discussions. Get ready to unlock and tap into your absolute potential with your host, manifestation coach, Bobby Couto.
Jody, are we live?
We are live.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, May Livecast, episode number 2. And if you missed it, Florian, episode number 1, phenomenal episode, amazing. I will say this proudly, we have officially hit 500,000 interactions on Facebook. Wow. Yeah,
Let's
give
go.
us some noise. There we go. We celebrate. We celebrate.
That's actually
We need
great.
a clap.
So thank you to everybody. I really appreciate it. We appreciate it because without you, none of this is even like, why are we here? Why are we doing this? And with that said, my co-host today, Mr. David Sousa.
Yeah.
What's up, homie? You busy?
Very busy.
How busy?
Work every day busy.
Dude, you're like leaving the continental United
I
States
am.
and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
I'm going to an island.
Wow.
I'll be an island
That's how
person
you know you
for-
made it, right?
Yes.
When you get the people from the
yes.
island going,
When they,
"Hey,
when they
come."
invite you.
When you're going to Obama Island,
Exactly.
sometimes you don't come back.
It
Don't,
depends.
what is that? Paddleboarding? Don't paddleboard.
No.
'Cause-
Burn the ships.
Yes.
Burn the ships.
Burn them down. Helio Pacheco in the house today.
Yes.
You know, I think
Yes.
Picasso, I think Michelangelo, and I think Helio Pacheco. Man, amazing work. Thank you so much for being here, brother.
Oh, man, thank you so much for having me.
Dude, it's an absolute pleasure. You know, it's kind of happenstance, all of this, right? So, you know, we're here at Studio B. Studio B is located right above TA Restaurant. Just to kind of give everybody a little bit of background. And, you know, we're back and forth here. We eat at the restaurant all the time. David and I were walking back with Jody. And then we see this mural start to just to come to life on the wall. And day by day. And then all of a sudden, this amazing work of art just appears. And this handsome young man is out there. You run into him, right?
I thought he was defacing him.
Yeah.
That's right. Knock him off
Call
the
the
ladder.
cops,
I was
graffiti.
gonna kick him off the ladder.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there
But
is
it was a good thing I didn't, though, because by the time I went around him,
Yeah. And here he is.
I saw the masterpiece.
There he is.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yes.
Yeah, I
dude,
saw the
like hats
masterpiece.
off to you,
Yeah.
brother. You know, it's
amazing
funny.
work.
Look, the show, in true fashion, the show and what the show is all about, it really is about finding, look, there's one thing I want a description, right? If I was going to describe the show in one word, I would say purpose. And all the research I did on you, sir, you are serving your purpose. You are doing exactly what you should be doing, brother.
I mean,
hats off to you,
know,
man.
Hey, you know, I have a talent, and you know, I am not trying to, let it go to waste.
Yeah,
you know, it's
amen
all it
to
is.
that, dude.
You know,
Amen to
and,
that.
You know, thanks
that
be
answer.
to God. You
Yeah.
know, and He gave me a talent, and I'm trying to just do God's will.
You know, it's for the audience, just so they know, just to talk a little bit. So, you know, it's art, it's culture, it's community, it's murals, it's not only that, it's culture, right? Because you're Azorean, right?
I am.
Yeah, so we're brothers. We are brothers here.
yeah,
we are all
we are.
Azorean
Yes.
immigrants,
We are.
right?
Yes, absolutely.
And the fact that you have, you know, for me, part of the show is really about my culture, right? I'm so proud of where I come from,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
you know the journey, the struggle that my parents went through to get here and be a part of this. So I feel it's my obligation to show them what I'm capable of, right?
Yeah.
Right. And here you are, brother.
I mean, my parents, came, here in the in the 70s, and obviously, to come here for a better opportunity.
Yeah.
Because they were good in the Azores as well, but I mean, they wanted more.
Absolutely.
They wanted more.
Yeah.
you know?
Exactly it.
And
Yeah.
and America is, obviously that land of
Yes,
opportunity,
yes,
because everybody
yes.
wants to start fresh, and
Absolutely.
they want to start their own,
Yes.
their own journey.
Yes, and and not to get political or anything, but and just so people can understand, I'm very passionate about it. You know why? Because my parents had to go through the struggle of immigrating here and becoming citizens,
Yes.
becoming U.S. citizens, and
Yes.
so for me, I'm very protective of that because they struggled to get that.
Of course.
And so when people don't take that seriously and they abuse it and they take advantage of it and then expect to get a free pass,
Yeah.
most people be like, well, just let them. I'm kind of like, no, well, you know what? You can, but just go through the process, bro.
I mean,
do it the way you should.
I mean, even back then, my parents understood that, it's, in order to stay here, you have to struggle a little bit, through your journey and
Sure,
stuff like that,
man.
whatever. But at the same time, whatever, you have to do it legally.
Right.
Even though for a lot of other people,
Yep.
it's harder.
Sure,
Harder. It takes longer or whatever. With the documentation.
Yes,
and
the
whatever,
process.
you
Dude,
know,
the process- agreed, the process is broken,
and
yes.
financially or whatever,
Yes,
because
yes.
when you come here broke,
Yes.
and you don't have much money or whatever,
Right.
you're trying to make that money with even when they came off the plane or whatever, they already had people, whatever, hey, you want to work?
Yeah,
Hey, you
right,
want to work?
right.
I know you want to work.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
and to
Yes.
support yourself and stuff like
Yes.
that, whatever. And
Yes.
that's the first thing they did or whatever.
Right.
There's like, okay, first thing you gotta do, whatever, get in the,
I
find
gotta-
a job,
yeah, I
get an
gotta- I
apartment,
gotta
whatever,
freaking-
get
yes,
settled,
absolutely, right, right.
because they want to make that family,
Sure,
and,
sure.
and support that, and
Yeah.
and ground,
And Helio, that's a
build
great
the
point.
base.
And to that point, brother, there should be a process. I believe
Yeah.
that there should be a process where you come here with a work visa and you go through the process. Hey, I'm working. I can show you that I'm consistent.
Yes,
I want to
yes.
assimilate. I'm not going to come here to change America. I'm here to make America better.
Yes.
Right.
But isn't that how the system is created though?
Well, no, not necessarily, because it's almost impossible to get a work visa. Even school visas at this point are being rejected. Like
Yes.
before, they were willy-nilly. You could get a school visa and come here and go to college almost for free. Now, obviously, under the Trump administration, they've really cracked down on that. Obviously, with the whole, anti-Semitism over at Harvard,
Yeah.
right, and Yale, that really stimulated this conversation about what the government is paying for and who we're allowing to come into the country. Because in true fact, are we actually educating people who hate us and want to hurt us, right? Like, are we sleeping with the enemy, right? Is that would be the statement. But
Well,
to
it
that
happened.
point, all around, if the system wasn't allowed, so it was the Kennedy administration that said, hey, we're going to do this mass immigration, Canada, the United States, right? And so without that thought, right, the United States was a textile boom, right? The textile industry was huge, right? It was here. So what do? You need people to work. Let's say what you just said, man. People are getting off that plane and they're like, where can I go to work? Where can I go to work?
They were just hungry.
Right? And so that's what it was for my mom. That's what it was for your dad, your mom.
Yeah.
They came here and they worked in the textile industry. They assimilated. And you know what? The city of Fall River, unfortunately, it's grand at this moment. It is a great city. And the growth of this city is, in fact, on the backs of the immigrants that came here. Even though back to like the Polish, right? Like the French.
The Irish,
like,
the Irish
like,
came, yeah.
You can go back to all the way. This was all built on immigrants.
Absolutely.
So the idea that all of these generations of people, all of this culture here, we should expect that if we're going to let anybody into our club, that you're going to step up.
It was designed there,
Right?
right? I mean, the
That's-
mass migration
Yes.
during the the
Yes.
20s and 30s, during that time, and you saw massive amounts of Italians come through, and
Yes.
the Portuguese started coming through around that same time, and that was the intention, right?
Right.
It was cheap labor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
And you,
that's
and,
what-
and you have
you know.
you have people who already have that work ethic because they were forced to work that way already from countries.
yeah, absolutely.
Does that make sense?
my
Yeah,
dad-
you come
my-
here,
my-
it's like a breath of
survival.
fresh
My
air,
dad
and
in
it's
the
really
old
cheap
country,
survival.
my dad in the old country, he
worked
was
the
working.
farm.
He was at the farm. He was working
Yes.
at the farm.
That's all you
whatever,
had.
and, he was working. He was waking. My grandfather was actually waking him up. He was actually telling me a story the other day. Whatever. He was working at my because my grandfather was at a farm, and he worked at a farm, and him and my father and my uncle, both boys or whatever in the family of like, oh God, like 9 kids.
It was necessary, though. It was necessary.
I mean,
absolutely.
and they would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Yes.
to 2 o'clock in the morning,
Yes.
and start preparing stuff or whatever,
Yes.
already to go to the fields.
Yeah. Do you know
and
why,
start
Helio? Do you know why?
Upbringing and responsibility.
And if you didn't, you went hungry and you would die.
Oh yeah.
The
the
penalty.
basic survival.
There was no unemployment. There was no check coming. If
yeah.
if you didn't get up at 3 o'clock in the morning every day and up the hill, rain, snow, whatever it was,
yeah.
if you didn't do that, then everybody starved and died. And that's what drove everyone.
Oh, yeah.
I went back with my mom.
Survival mode.
I went back to the Azores 2 years ago for the first time in my life
Yeah.
with my mom. And of course, you get there and you're like in awe of its beauty, right? It's just natural beauty. And I'm like, Mom, how could you leave this? How did you pack your bags? And she says, it was a different place then, Bobby.
Yeah.
She goes, you come here now, it's abundance. You walk down the street, it's
Beautiful.
coffee shops. It's
Cobblestone
You
roads,
can go and buy
yeah.
a T-shirt that says, welcome to the
It's
Azores.
changed a lot.
Yes, back then, she goes, our neighbors, we depended on each other. If Maria didn't make the cheese and Joe didn't go fishing, there was no cheese and no fish. Like that, the community.
It was community-based,
All right.
yeah.
So if you're building a workforce, this is where the Kennedy brilliance came in.
Yeah.
If you're building a workforce, what better workforce than the one that has a mindset that if I don't work, I die? Because that's what our parents brought us up.
Oh, yeah.
Work
No,
every day.
it's-
My parents actually suggested I quit school. My parents suggested, hey, 16, quit school, go get a job. You go work full time.
Wow.
And mind you, it's funny. It's really funny because
It's wild times.
I was in high school. I was in high school, and I was working at Shaw Supermarket.
Okay.
And I'm originally a Pawtucket kid.
All right.
I
Yeah,
am.
yeah.
I'm originally a Pawtucket kid. So I was born in Massachusetts in Cambridge,
Yeah.
but my parents worked at a jewelry factory,
Yeah.
and and they came up here, and I originally and then we came to Pawtucket, Rhode Island,
Yeah.
and that's where we settled,
Yeah.
and then I remember like during high school and stuff like that, whatever. I didn't. We did sports. I did do sport. I'm an only child, by the way.
Sure.
I'm an only child, but like my father was already telling me whatever.
Hey.
He's like, listen, I know you like your sports. I know you like your you like your stuff at school.
Yes.
You see everybody doing
But-
it, whatever. But you
but-
got to make that money.
Yes. You got to make the money.
That's
Yes.
the first thing he told me.
Yes.
He says,
Yes.
listen, I know you like your stuff at school.
Yes.
He's like, I get it,
But it's not paying the bills.
He's like, yes. He had already been instilling
Yes.
me like,
Yes.
listen,
Yes.
you got to make that money,
Bro.
You got to, because you want that car.
Yes.
You have. He's like, granted, he helped.
Yes,
They
of course,
helped.
of course.
They
But-
helped.
But you had to put the effort in to do it.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yes.
The discipline of making that money at Shaw Supermarket, whatever.
Yeah.
I was doing the whole, gathering of the carriages and
That place-
being a bag boy and stuff.
Yeah.
I did it.
That's Shaw's.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like Stop and Shop. Like the
no,
warehouse
Shaw
or something.
Supermarket.
Shaw's on North Main
Down
Street.
North Main. I used to shop there when we were
Yeah.
a kid.
Oh,
When we were
you
kids.
know.
I know. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, I all 4 years
Okay.
I was.
So back then, you're looking at your dad going, "No, man, I want to play sports. Like this is what I want to do." Like looking back, and you're like, "My God, thank God I took that advice, bro."
To be honest, yeah.
Right, dude?
To be
Seriously.
honest,
At the moment, right?
At the time, I was just like,
Come on, man, right?
I wanted to do, I wanted to be a kid.
Yeah. What
So,
sports? What sports?
Oh, I was doing obviously soccer,
Yep.
and I was doing some football.
Yep.
So I was doing youth soccer and stuff like that. With
Yeah.
younger than high school,
Sure,
I
right.
was, but then once I got a little older, that my father was just like yeah, I'm gonna put you to work.
Yeah. It's time.
I'm gonna put
It's
you.
time.
It's time.
It's time. Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
at 14, 15, I was already working.
You
at
know why?
Shaw's,
Because you're his legacy.
you know?
That's what we are to our kids. Like, our parents look at us like, I know my mom looks at me and she's like, you're next. Like, this is all, she says it all the time. This is for you.
Yeah.
She's always said that.
Oh, my father says that now.
Right?
My father says that now.
This is all for you.
know?
This is all for you.
Like when we I mean, I'm gonna get into it in a little bit.
Yeah,
whatever,
let's get into it. Let's get into it. Yes, of course.
So, all right. So basically, I graduated from high school, whatever, and then I ended up getting not a scholarship, but I ended up getting accepted into college in Philadelphia, the Art Institute of Philadelphia.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I wanted that piece of paper, whatever, I had.
So you were already doing art. You were already.
I was. Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I was already doing art.
Yeah.
When did you? How old were you?
Okay, so basically, I picked up a pencil at 3 years old, and I started drawing at 3.
Wow.
In my house. So we were living in Cambridge in a three-story apartment.
Of course.
And we were up in the top floor.
Yep.
It's the 80s.
Yeah, of course.
So
It was a
it's
starter pack.
It
was the Portuguese.
80s.
Dude, we bought a 3-family, and it was all family.
Oh
all
yeah,
three.
sure.
Right.
So yeah, so we were up in the 3rd floor, and as you know, the 80s had. It was corny, but it's vintage. These birds. I'll never forget it. It's these birds, whatever, that was on the wall, whatever. Almost like these 3D birds that you kind of like, you nailed on the wall, whatever, and stuff like that. They were plastic.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, like doves. They were
Almost,
like doves.
yes,
I know
yes.
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So
Portuguese starter kit, man. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So they had them on the wall in our
We had
in
the
our
elephant.
in our
You know the elephant? The elephant with the guys, with the black guys with the spears. Yeah.
But
stepping on a lion.
So 3 years old or whatever, I was curious, whatever. I
realistic.
picked up a pencil and I asked my mom for some paper, blah blah blah, and she gave me a pad. As you know, the 80s had, and then all of a sudden, I'm just like, you know what? I'm looking at those birds. I'm just like, let me see what I got.
Yeah.
So I started going. Before you know it, every day.
So what are you drawing? Like, what do you find yourself drawing?
Just
Anything?
for 3 years straight, for about a year straight, 2-3 years straight, I started drawing these birds. And the thing is, I drew the first bird.
Yeah.
It was okay. My father
Did it
was just
look like a bird?
it was the shape of the bird that was on there.
Yeah.
But
You're
then,
like, oh, I see it. I kind of see
Yeah.
it.
There's no 3D effect at all.
yeah.
Two-dimensional.
At that time,
It's better than I could do.
at that time there was none of this.
Yeah.
At that time there was none of
Yeah,
this.
right.
Yeah,
there was
right.
nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna keep drawing because I had nothing else better to do.
Yeah.
So so I just kept drawing and whatever, and so I was just kept on drawing these birds. But I noticed every single day I was drawing these birds, but I was getting better and better and better. And so it's like my mom would just be like, okay, he's got something going on.
Oh, wow.
So you know, obviously she didn't tell me whatever. So she's like, you know, but she let me.
Yeah,
she
yeah,
let me do
yeah,
my
yeah.
thing. She let me.
Yeah, yeah.
And then my father was just like, so he and we talk about this all the time. Me and my father, because so you know, I'll get into it more. But you know, my mom passed away like 8 years ago. So you know, but like, so I'll talk about that later. But like you know, him and her at that time, whatever, they were just like, all right, you know, we'll just let him see what, you know, let him keep going. So kept on drawing the birds or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then I started getting into more stuff, you know, like characters, you know, and stuff like that, whatever. And then, you know, comics.
Real quick, I just wanted to take it.
Yeah.
So you kept drawing the birds until you were satisfied with it?
Yes.
See, that's it right there. You know what I mean? That's it right there. Because
I
most
knew- I
kids,
knew from
you
an
draw it
earlier-
once and then they throw it and then they're going to draw something else.
Something else.
I was so competitive with myself.
There it is.
And you know, not the satisfaction of knowing, like, you know, yeah, I gotta get better.
Yeah.
I gotta get better. I already had that drive.
Yeah.
And you know, at
There
a
it
very
is, man.
early,
There
3
it
4
is.
years old.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
just like, you know,
Right.
so I kept
That's
going.
crazy.
And then I'm just like, you know what? All right, I mastered the birds. Now let me get into, you know, so birthdays, you know, birthdays came and
How
stuff
old
like
were you
that,
by
whatever.
then? How old were you by this time?
Oh, I was
Like
probably
what-
like 5.
By this time.
By the time I had already mastered that.
Yeah.
So now I'm going. So you know, obviously, so now you're into birthday parties and like, you know, your parents would, you know, give you themed birthday parties and stuff like that. You know, superheroes back then,
Yep.
stuff like that, whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm supposed to be paying attention to the, you know, yeah, it's my birthday and stuff like that, blah blah blah, and like, you know, people are here.
Yeah,
You know, I'm
celebrating
supposed
you.
to be enjoying, but remember, I'm looking at the characters. And I'm looking at the characters on the, you know, on the you know.
Yeah, the
The
decorations.
balloons
Yeah,
and the decorations,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And I kept on thinking to myself, at that age, I was thinking to myself, I want to draw that.
That's
I want to draw that. I want to draw that. I don't want to say that I think differently than everybody else.
No, but you could see things differently.
Yes.
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 So I was just, and so when the party was over, every year when the party was over or whatever, I would take that down. I would take it with me. I would start drawing that.
That's cool, man.
I would start drawing that. I would start drawing that. So then
5 years old is perfectionist, right? I couldn't even. I'm still saying Google Dada at 5.
yeah.
They still shit in a diaper.
I was still wearing diapers
yeah.
at that 5.
So then, like, you know, I was winning contests. So I went to a Catholic school in Pawtucket. So I
Naughty.
and so there was a teacher, and you know, I started drawing at school. I started drawing at school in pads and stuff like that. I was never paying attention in school. It is what it is. I was never paying attention. I was never paying attention in school. So I would just draw my books, and you know, I'll get yelled at sometimes, but it's just like, you know, it's just. I started to see that I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I started just more into art and doing it, and drawing stuff like that, whatever. So, started drawing on the inside covers of the books. So then, you know, my teacher would come over and she's like, you can't do this, Leo. You can't do this. And, you know, and no matter how many, so they finally gave me, so my teacher would tell my mom, my parents, or whatever, he's drawing inside of his books, blah, blah, blah. You got to give him some sort of book to draw, you know, with blank pages to draw.
Right,
So I
right.
started doing that and stuff like that, whatever. That progressed. So a year later, that same teacher, there was a contest, and around Pawtucket or whatever, of who can draw a Slater Mill.
Okay. I
remember it was a post office contest.
Yeah.
The post office was holding it in Pawtucket, and it was some sort of anniversary for Slater Mill in Pawtucket.
Yep.
So
I know Pawtucket well. I worked at Pawtucket. I worked on York Avenue for a long time.
really?
My
Yeah.
brother's pub right there. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at that time, whatever. So Slater Mill was, you know, obviously historical and huge and stuff like that, whatever. So, you know, with the water and all that stuff, or whatever, the mill and stuff. So they wanted, there was some sort of anniversary for the mill. So so that same teacher was just like, give it to him. So she's like, listen, there's a contest. I think you'd be really good for it. I think you can win. And I'm just like, really? I'm just like, I don't know. So she's like, just try it out. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you got nothing to lose.
so I did it or whatever, dude. All the schools in Pawtucket,
Entered it.
I don't know how many kids entered it or whatever, but I ended up winning first, dude.
Wow, dude. There it is.
At like,
There it is.
At like 8 years old.
Dude, that's the universe telling you something. Like, hey,
At like 8 years
You
old.
know,
I
Picasso
won.
started painting when he was like 7 or 8. Well, he started painting since he was infant.
Yeah.
But he perfected his
because you know
art
what?
at 7.
I'll say this confidently. I think art is something that is born inside you.
It is a
not
part of the
everybody-
brain,
Because not
yeah.
everybody can do it. Because you know
I
what?
agree.
I'll tell you what.
I said this to him outside.
You can teach anyone how to play an instrument.
Yeah.
You can't teach anybody how to draw.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't.
You either have it or you don't.
I mean, yeah.
Right? There's just something about it.
I mean,
There's-
clearly,
yeah,
someone with
yeah,
Parkinson's
yeah,
can't
I
do
mean-
it, right?
I mean,
I mean, I
I'm
get it,
saying,
right?
they
Somebody
had-
who has, I don't have, my hand shakes.
Yeah.
So even when I'm cutting, I do straight lines. I'm very, very straight with my lines, but I fight a little bit because I do have a it's a very slight shake only when I'm extending my
You know
arm.
what that's from? That's from the espresso martinis.
No, I don't have a special martinis before I go to work. I wouldn't be able to function.
It's the caffeine.
It's the caffeine. The customer looks up. He's like, "Wow, those
What do
lines.
you think? You like it? You like it?
You
Feeling good, right? Feeling good?
All right, give me the check right now. Yeah. I gotta go.
Oh man.
But that's to say, to that point, like I think it's just I've known people that could draw, and even in like high school, it's usually where you would see people like,
Yeah.
you're like, wow, there's something about that.
So you see, that's where it sprouted.
Yeah.
So I got into high school, and like, I went to Shea High School in Pawtucket, and
So real quick before you go there,
no, it's
dude,
fine.
how great did that feel to win that? Like like now you want that right now because now you're chasing that, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm just like, holy shit.
Right?
Okay. I mean, that's cool.
Yes.
And, I got some. So I won an award. In the newspaper was there, and like the whole. That's what it's like. That's when the
Wait
whole.
a minute.
That's the whole.
It becomes real, bro.
It does,
Right?
And then the whole, the camera thing.
Yeah.
And the
You're so
the
excited.
Lights.
You were so excited. You were farting out of nerves, right?
Well, the whole thing.
You gotta get the bubble guts.
You're on front row.
Right.
You're on front
Right.
row, and like all the attention's on you.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to take that, so I'm just like, all right. So I'm at 8 years old, 9 years old.
Yeah,
you're
right.
just like, shit. Do I embrace this? It's just like, okay, so this is like, is this something?
Right.
So my brain's born. I was like, this is something. So from that point on, I'm just like, all right, I think I got something here.
Wow.
I think I might want to keep going. Yeah. So high school came, and everybody. So I got popular from that one contest.
Yeah.
So all the kids in my class were just like, oh my god, he's the guy, blah blah blah, he's the kid. So I go to Shea High School and stuff like that, whatever. So now a whole group of new kids and stuff like that, whatever. And there was a contest at high school, and they set aside a wall just for like on the way to the gym.
Yeah.
They set aside a wall for whoever's the because they needed something to represent Shea High School at the time.
Okay.
So me being a freshman or whatever, stuff like that, I'm a little fish.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, all right, and my friend Nicole, who I've known since kindergarten, we went to the same high school, same year, blah blah, and she's like, Helio, you really should do that, man. She's like, you want to get noticed? That's
it
where
right
you get
there.
noticed. That's it right there.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm like, girl, I'm a little pond. I'm a little fish in a big pond.
Sure.
I'm like, there's seniors and juniors. I'm sure that way more
Dude, but you
talented.
miss 100% of the shots you don't take, brother.
And she's just like, I don't know, man, go for it. I'm just like, all right. So
Nice.
Yeah, you almost talked yourself out of it.
yeah, almost. Oh
You
yeah,
son of a
almost.
bitch.
I was, okay. So back then, I lacked confidence. I mean, I still do sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, I still do sometimes.
Sure.
I mean, because I don't know my full potential.
Sure.
I don't, and I have
Spoken like a true genius. That's what every genius says. I don't understand. I don't even know my true potential is.
Oh, yeah.
And you probably never will because you're in a constant pursuit of it.
Oh, I do. Like I've done so many things,
Yeah.
but I'm still not satisfied with myself at this point in my life. I'm 40. I'm gonna be 47 years old, and I'm just like,
Bro, your artwork.
I think I could have done
Your
better.
artwork's been seen with the entire world. We're not just talking here. We're talking the entire world.
I mean,
bro.
you know, it's just crazy.
Can we touch on that?
Yeah, we're gonna. He's getting there. He's getting there.
I'm getting there, but like yeah. So you know, I started like you know, so there was a lot of kids in that high school, whatever, that like, you know, they were talented and stuff
Sure.
like that, whatever, blah blah blah. You know, so you know, I guess one of the teachers mentioned whatever, because there was a lot of kids, whatever, already starting to go flock to that same project, whatever. It was like, you know what? Let me expand the wall, because they only had one section of wall. Too many kids or whatever in one little section wall. They expanded it or whatever. So I you know, they gave me a section of wall. I killed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I absolutely.
What did you draw?
You know, with drawing it out at first or whatever and stuff like that, whatever, and then I killed it. But like my first after that or whatever, I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna start doing murals from now on. So an ex-girlfriend of mine, you know,
So you've never done a mural? That was your first time doing a mural?
actually, well, no. Somebody else had helped me with that mural.
doing,
I
yeah.
only assisted. I only assisted.
All right.
And then that came out cool and stuff like that, whatever. But it still wasn't where I wanted it to be. So I mean, all right, I'm gonna step back or whatever. I'm gonna practice a little bit. I'm gonna practice the craft a little bit, you know, because I'm new to it. So my ex-girlfriend or whatever at the time, she you know, I painted. So her father owned it at their house, whatever, in North Province. She was, you know, we had dated for a bit or whatever, you know, for a while, and then her father owned the business and stuff like that, whatever. But they had a wine cellar. So my ex-girlfriend at the time, whatever, she
Dude,
was
I've
just
never
like,
dated a girl with a wine cellar. Just saying. Well, go ahead.
I know.
Go ahead.
So she.
I like where the story is going.
So she had mentioned it to her father. Huge Italians.
Yeah.
Had mentioned it to her father. Hey, I think that, you know, Helio should paint a mural on both these adjoint walls in their wine cellar. So she. You know, he was just like, that kid, like. He knows how to paint.
This is my wine cellar. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What are you talking about? This is my wine cellar.
So,
I'd
you
almost
know,
be nervous.
be-
I'd be
you could
nervous to do
Oh
that.
yeah,
one.
so
It's
you
a
know,
big
she
responsibility.
was kind of pushing it, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Girl, what are you doing?" And she's like, "Listen, I know you. Da 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 da. Do it." So
That's awesome, dude.
so like, you know, I'm
She's
just
a nice ex-girlfriend.
yeah,
it
next
sounds like.
So her father was just like, you know, he would do anything for his daughters. You know, Italian
Yeah,
guy,
yeah,
and you know, his wine cellar, dude. He had the wine. He had the wine barrels all the way lined up or whatever. I'm just like, I'm gonna fuck this shit up. I'm just like, all right, whatever. So
So
you
this
know,
is your real first.
oh, real
I love it.
first
I love it. I love it.
full-blown,
Pressure.
Love it.
real
Love it.
full,
Pressure.
like,
Yeah.
Hot, yeah.
like you don't understand.
There's a hole. There's a
Pressure.
hole in the backyard for this
That was
guy.
a pressure
yeah.
cooker. That was
Oh,
a
no,
that could have
no,
gone
no, you
either.
don't
That could have gone
understand.
bad.
You want to talk about like pressure
Yeah.
to get this done, you know, correctly. So my first one, you know, did the first one, and then the second one, and you know, so he comes in every once in a while, you know, like the overprotective, you know,
Yeah, of course.
guy that he is, whatever, with his wine cellar, and he's just like, all right, he's just like, he didn't say nothing at first, he, you know, he just kind of come in, peek in, whatever, he's like, all right, he let him go. And then, so I'm sitting back, whatever, you know, I'm already halfway there. I'm sitting back and was like, I don't know, it's not bad. I'm just like, you know, it's not bad.
Right,
You know,
right.
for being my first one, I'm like, all right. And then, you know, believe it or not, until this day, I still talk to them.
Yeah.
Till this day, they still have it.
That's awesome.
They
dude.
still have it.
How many years? How many years now?
Oh, it's been
Yeah,
since
that's
high school.
forever. But that's forever, bro. That's when you do a mural like that in a place like that.
Yeah.
That's forever
For that kind
Yeah.
of person?
Yeah, that's forever.
You know,
What was the mural? Was it more like an Italian?
So it was St. Mark's Square.
okay,
It was
All
St.
right.
Mark's Square, whatever, and you know, with the gondolas
Yeah.
and stuff like that, whatever, and like, you know, that was on one wall, and the other wall, whatever, was it was a vineyard yard, like a great vineyard yard going all the way into the mountains.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've said it has to be good because he's still here.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. So I mean, being 14 years old or whatever,
Yeah.
and I did that. I still have the picture. I still have the Polaroid picture.
Dude, how long does something like that take?
That took me. That at the time, that took me. I want to say, I mean, with being in, you know, in and out of school and
Sure,
stuff like that,
sure.
whatever, like, you know, hanging out with her and stuff like that. I want to say that was a good 3 weeks worth of work.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
I mean, well, being
Yes.
listen,
Yes.
it was
today,
my first
yeah,
one.
Today, that's taking you how long today?
Oh God, 5-6 days.
There you go.
5-6 days.
But you've
you know?
got like you've honed the technique,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
like
sure.
you're chiseling stone, bro. You know
yeah.
where.
Now, mind you, during all this, I had no idea that I was colorblind.
What? What?
I'm
Dude,
color-
Beethoven was deaf.
So
Wow,
so,
that's crazy.
yeah, like I did,
Wow.
but I didn't know it at the time. So
Wasn't he deaf
All
and
right.
blind?
So, oh wait, what?
No.
So I got a question. So
ahead.
like,
Thought he was.
so like, is there like specific colors that you can't
Yeah,
really like,
right. That you
see?
can't see.
So, it's very fucked up for me because, like, it's weird. Like, I still don't. I don't know any difference. So, back then, I'm gonna say when I was like first grade, second grade. You know how like over the chalkboard they have like the lineup of colors.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
on the on the cards.
Yeah,
and stuff like that, whatever.
they had the cursive letters. And, yeah. I know,
But there was no words. There was no names
Yes.
of the colors.
Just the colors.
So you're guessing at what it is.
Yeah.
So because mind you.
Yeah, it's true. Like, can you see this green? I don't know.
Yeah.
What
So-
color is this? I don't know.
Yeah. So I remember the teacher was, she would test all of us or whatever, just going back or whatever. So I stayed back twice because of this. I stayed back because there was no even
What
though,
grades?
huh?
What grades did they keep you back?
Oh God, I stayed back in first and second.
Oh, wow.
I stayed back in first and second because you just learn colors, and I'm just like, damn. I'm like, okay. I'm just like, they thought back then because there was no eye test back then. There was no color testing
They
back
were
then.
just checking to see if you had purge with the sticks.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
if you had scoliosis on your back, that was
Yes,
it. That's it.
yes.
I'm not gonna lie. When I did the eye tests, when I would go like, you go annually for your eye test.
Yeah.
I felt like when they would go through the thing, read the first line.
Yeah.
They never let me finish saying it. They're already going on to the second slide. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, you guys,
Well, 'cause you
you
know
guys are
why?
failing me. It's not even me. You
Yeah,
guys.
you know why? Because I think because you're responding right away. Because somebody who can't see it is like,
Yeah, but I had bad eyes. Though. That's what I'm saying. But they were cutting it short. I didn't even finish
Hey,
it.
the union, bro.
They
You can
were
only-
like, man, this guy can't
30
see
seconds
shit.
per kid. Scoliosis and all.
He can't see shit right now.
Scoliosis. He's all crooked. You're fine, kid. The ear test.
Letters are this big. I still can't see what the hell's going on.
Cut you off. You're done.
All right, he passed. He passed the ear test.
Oh man! But imagine as a kid or whatever, you have no idea you're colorblind or whatever. But like
Yeah, it's
and
scary.
you second guess yourself because you're thinking or whatever. You're stupid because like you can't see the color. You don't know what.
right.
So you're just guessing at colors.
Right.
And you don't know the difference or whatever. And the teacher's just like, oh my god, she's like, he's really having a hard time. Blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
wow.
So this happened 2 years in a row. So they would talk to my parents or whatever, and like my parents were just like, okay, so what do we do?
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah,
you know,
what's the fix for colorblindness?
Yeah, so they had. So basically, back then there was no alternative.
Chanel like a bus.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean,
Right.
So
We'll see if this works.
So there was no alternative. So I mean, back then there was no there was no real color tests or
Yes,
anything like that.
right.
So there was like, well, so they thought that I was stupid because I couldn't adapt to learning, catch on to colors and stuff like that. So that's what made me did it. So I had like 3 groups of friends or whatever, and so all my friends are leaving by because I had.
It's colorblindness.
I was-
That's the silliest thing, no?
I had deficiency, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
So I had a handicap.
Yeah, but that's
so,
color blindness. It doesn't
so
affect the way you speak or comprehend information.
When did they realize that you were colorblind?
Let me ask you a question. More importantly, what was the tuition?
Yeah, exactly.
Because they made,
Oh, you said you went to Catholic school.
because they made an extra 2 years tuition on you, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Oh yeah, but
I question that.
Oh,
I
man.
question that.
it's
Question
a
everything.
huge conspiracy.
Question everything.
It's a huge conspiracy. But yeah, oh, no.
Colorblindness, of all things. Listen, if a teacher's coming to me going, hey, listen, no, we're going to keep your kid back because they're colorblind, somebody's getting a beating.
Yeah.
I
I would prefer you be so blunt and say, listen, we're going to keep a kid back because that kid is stupid as fuck. Yeah. Like, keep it real.
Yeah, right.
But that might not be the case.
Right.
But in this case,
So 2 years.
because
so
of
then-
colorblindness,
but-
let's keep this kid. Let's
I
keep
mean-
this kid back. It's dumb.
Well, the thing is,
Right.
there was again, there was no. That's
crazy.
There was no alternative to
Right, right.
testing that out.
What year
So-
did you graduate? What year was this? Like, what year? So you were around like what, 7 or 8 around this time?
Yeah, around probably maybe toward around
and
there.
what year was this?
So that's
give us
that's like a
80
fourth, fifth grade, man. 80s.
Yeah, it was probably in the 80s. It was 84.
Yeah, dude, everything's analog, dude.
Well,
It's
because I
all
went.
analog.
So when I started school, it was '89. So and I'm trying to compare by the time I can
You were
remember.
in public school. He was in a private school.
Well, that's
things
true.
Things are a little different.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
a, it's a whole different
It's what
world.
they call hyper attention. Like, these kids are. It's so much attention. Like you can't find an equilibrium in public schools. There's not enough attention, and you get to a private school, a parochial school, and it's over
half the class
yes,
size,
yeah.
yes. They would call me. My son was in Catholic school. They would call me because of the way he was sitting. He's slouching a little bit. Like really? Because he's a kid, and that's what kids do. They slouch.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, I guess it's the structure,
I mean,
right?
I want to be more surprised at them keeping you back for colorblindness, but I'm not because I was exposed to what that is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So as I'm getting older,
wild.
I'm realizing like, shit, man, it's getting hard for, so as I'm doing the mural and stuff like that, whatever, in my ex-girlfriend's place or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, she's realizing like, colors are off. She's like, hey, this color's not, like these colors are all off. She's like, why'd you paint that color? Blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, I don't know. I get, I'm like, you chose the colors. I'm just putting them in. She's like, no, but like, that's not supposed to be this color. That's not supposed to be. I'm just like, okay. I'm just like,
Give an example, like the roof color, maybe, or
okay. So the water.
okay, all right.
The
That's
water.
a perfect example, like the sky, the
Yeah,
water.
like the water, it was a completely different color. It wasn't blue at all. I think I painted it some sort of like reddish.
Really?
Blue. Yeah.
So, dude, the color spectrum, right?
Yeah,
It's the color spectrum.
So,
yeah.
she's
so
the one-
interesting.
And so she was talking to my parents, and she's just like, I don't know. She's like, she's like, I think he's having a hard time with color.
Yeah.
And my mom's just like, what? And, obviously, in Portuguese mother's world, your son's perfect.
Yeah, of course,
There's
of
nothing
course.
wrong with my kid.
Right,
It's just like, especially from a a girl that like is
Yeah.
only is
What do you
only,
know? You're a Kenyan. Get out of here.
So
That's my
she,
boy.
So baby boy gets away with everything.
She's like, what do you know? She doesn't
Right.
know anything.
Yes.
So then like she's like, all right, you know what? You never know.
Yeah.
So she was just, you know what? Let's send him to the eye doctor. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
So I go to the eye doctor or whatever. I'm telling him the problem or whatever. So he gives me a book with like all dots on it and stuff like that, whatever. So all mixed in dots, all colors, all mixed in dots. He's like, all right, look through the first page. So I guess all the pages, they had different numbers on them.
Okay, I've seen these. It's like a circle, and there's all bubbles with
All
the
bubbles,
number. Yes,
whatever.
I know
And
exactly.
like,
Yes.
so one set of color
Yeah.
is the background,
Yep.
and the other set of color is the actual number.
Number. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So like, dude, I couldn't get past the first page.
Oh shit.
I couldn't get past the first page. Everything was just blended. It was just mushed right in there, whatever. And I was like, whoa,
There's a number there.
I'm just like, yeah,
Yeah, you're
I
messing with
didn't.
me.
I'm just like, everything was just mixed in. I'm like, dude,
Brain is a funny thing, huh?
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude,
wild.
I can't see nothing. He's like, what do you mean? I'm just like, what are you seeing? I'm just like, well, I'm seeing circles, but everything is just blah.
Yeah,
You know,
right, right.
I can't. It's just all mixed in. It's just a bunch of circles. I can't see.
There's no form in there.
He's like, you don't see a number in there. I'm just like, no, and I'm looking in. Like I'm reading the book like this or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean in? He's just like in each individual circle. He's like, no. The whole page
Yep.
has a number that's shaped with circles. I'm like, oh my god,
Wow.
I don't even see that. He's like, oh wow. He's like, all right, go to the second page. So I go to the second page or whatever. It was even worse. It was bad.
Wow.
And he's like, that's it. He's like, my man, you're colorblind, brother. He's like,
Wow.
he's like, I'm just like, really? And now I'm flashback until like all the days or
Everything,
whatever. I'm
yes,
just
it
like,
all makes
I'm just like,
sense.
dude.
It all makes
That's
sense.
why.
Yep.
I'm just like, all right. I'm like, so what colors? He's like, all right. This is where the further testing goes or whatever. Whereas tests see what colors you can see, what colors you can't see, whatever.
Yeah.
So he gave me another book or whatever that has like obvious colors and stuff like that, whatever. So
Yep.
and he's just like, all right, what's this color? I'm just like, and so I'm having a hard time.
Right.
And he's just like, all right. He's like, yeah. He's like, you're at a point right now. He's like, how old are you? I'm just like, at the time I was like 16.
Yep.
And he's just like, yeah. He's like, you can't. He's like, you don't. He's like, as far as color, he's like, not a whole lot. Wow. I'm like, wow, really? I'm just like, okay. I'm just like, so what do I do about this? He's just like, dude, there's nothing I gotta do about it. He's like, there's nothing.
Right.
At that time in high school, there was nothing.
Sure.
Do we have anything now? I know they have those
That's a good
glasses.
question.
Oh, my wife bought me those glasses.
Do they work?
Okay, so basically,
That's so cool. I wonder if this works.
yeah. So basically, so according to me, my spectrum of color, so my colors are very dull.
Okay.
So if you grab a crayon and you write on a paper, and like you scratch it off with your fingernail and stuff like that, and there's that faded residue.
Okay. From behind. Yeah.
It's even more faded than that. Like I can barely see color.
Oh wow.
Barely. Almost nothing. It's very hard. It's very hard for me.
That's crazy.
So I mean, that's at least what it could be another interpretation.
Sure, right.
I mean, like,
But that's your experience.
But that's your experience.
That's just what I was seeing through my
Your
eyes.
eyes, yeah.
So basically, my wife or whatever, she at the time or whatever, she bought me these glasses, and you know, it was for Christmas and stuff like that, whatever. So basically, the glasses are supposed to. I mean, there's different levels to these glasses or whatever. You know, intermediate, sharp, you know, medium.
Oh, there
stuff
is
like that.
different levels.
There's different.
I thought it was universal.
Spectrums, right? The spectrums of the color spectrum.
Like color spectrum.
Makes sense.
There's different sharpnesses to you know to every case.
Yeah.
But like when I put them on or whatever, so basically, I'm driving down the highway, and like you know the street signs or whatever, like there's the highway signs and stuff like that, whatever. Like you know how they're so bright green. Or whatever. So I did this test with it while I'm driving, by the way. So I'm just fascinated by them. So like you know I'm driving or whatever, and I'm going like this. So my eye is so dull to it. Yeah. So I put him on, and like boom, it's like it's like
extreme,
boom, right there.
Wow.
I'm just like whoa, I'm like, and I'm not used to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I'm just like whoa, I'm like whoa.
Just overstimulated.
Can you imagine that?
I'm just like, dude, like I'm just, I don't know what to do with myself right now. I'm just like. Okay, like, I almost got nervous for a bit. I'm like, all right, cause dude, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Like gray blacks all of a sudden turn green,
it's just
right?
like, dude, I don't know.
Wild.
So I'm just like, all
Dude,
right.
it's like seeing for the first time, right?
really is.
Almost.
Right?
I mean, you know, not gonna lie, like I got emotional, dude.
Right, seriously,
I got emotional, dude.
Because now everything's in 3D
You're like,
and
well,
color.
now you're looking at like, this is what people see,
Right.
like on a daily,
Right.
You know,
and we take that for
Yes.
granted.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. You lose one of your senses, dude. And, like you know, it's like the whole world's ended.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
like,
Have you watched that thing where people go into the darkness for like 3 days? They put a blindfold over their eyes, and they're in the woods. They keep them in the woods or something.
And like you know, they heighten their senses with like you know hearing.
What they
you know,
say is that once your eyes are
No, I
blocked
have not
all
seen
the time.
this. Is this a TV show?
Oh, it's sometimes you get clips of it online. You go on YouTube, it'll pull
Okay,
it up.
I'm
Oh yeah,
gonna
just
check
type
that out. I've not
and,
seen
and
this.
these people for 3 days see complete darkness. So it allows them to tap into all the other sounds that you're hearing.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you can see the people explain how their senses, they can feel it actually changing as the time goes by,
Like,
and then they open their eyes after 3 days, and like almost 90% of them are emotional. They start
like,
crying right there.
You don't understand.
It's an amazing thing to say.
You don't understand. Like your mind shifts.
Yeah,
Your
we don't-
mind shifts. Like it's a whole different way of thinking.
Yeah.
You know, and so I.
So
and
weird.
so I mean, my wife meant well with buying these glasses or whatever. But like when you don't know from the beginning what the fuck colors these are,
Right.
like you know you don't know how to label.
It's gonna
it.
fuck up your. It's gonna fuck up your painting now.
Yeah,
Almost. It could.
because it's almost like you're starting over.
Wow. Wow.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
glasses come off.
Jeez,
I mean,
man.
because you're different because most people are not artists in that scenario. Go figure, right?
You know,
so they don't have
it's
to
just
work.
like-
But you
so-
are an artist who's
but-
designed yourself
see, the thing
to.
is that I'm so used to I'm so used to being, I guess you could say, like you know, screwed up in the way of like you know this
The way that you work.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like you know, bring it this way.
Right.
It changed the whole dynamic of like you
Right.
know how I do things.
Right.
So when
it's
you
just
so
like,
you don't
shit.
use them at all anymore.
Every once in a while. Every once in a great while.
And when do you want to use them? Is when you go, let's say, for like a drive.
Yeah,
Or
you know, just to kind of enjoy life of you know of sightseeing and stuff like that, whatever you know. But
he
like, you know,
sacrifices his. Listen, he sacrifices his eyes for the real world, the way that we see it.
Yeah.
For his craft.
Wow, it's amazing.
Isn't that, think about
That's
that for a
pretty
minute.
cool, man.
Like he that's a big fucking thing to all of a sudden, like, listen, you have a choice to see better, like see 100%, like what we see, or you can continue. You can't have both, though.
You can't have both. But listen, I got a
that
surprise. I got Marco Andrade, Social Table Events. Welcome to the show, brother.
going on, guys?
Like, what's that
Hey, what's
wind?
going on, Bobby?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
We got Helio Pacheco in the studio today, brother.
I know. I saw that. I saw that he's on, man.
Marco, how you doing, brother?
Good.
I just
going
saw.
on?
I just saw you. I just seen you.
Where?
Yesterday. I just seen you yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
His kids and my kids go to the same school.
Oh,
So, what, are you following me?
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Where did you see me?
Right, yeah.
What cologne was I wearing?
I didn't know. I couldn't figure. Yeah, exactly. Right. I was saying. I thought Dave was saying
smell
that.
'em.
Brother, what's going on, man? Listen, you got a busy weekend coming up.
We got a good weekend coming up. Also wanted to make a quick announcement about something booked for October, which is in the books. It's solid. Tickets. But we're heading over to in Providence. Obviously, Alex is going to be on the piano for a while. But then I'm heading to Warren. We're going to be at the Galactic. What's going on? I can't put it out there, but if you're not doing anything, you get a chance. Come down to the Galactic Theater in Warren, Rhode Island, right on Main Street. Definitely a spot to hang out till 1 o'clock. So
That's today.
That's today.
that's today. Yeah, it's tonight. Yeah.
And who's performing?
I can't put it out there, but it's a special guest.
Oh,
All I'm saying is
special
people
guest.
come
I
on
love
out.
surprises,
It's
brother.
free. Dude, I love that place. You know why, man? So the guy who owns it, he tours nationally. He's always in Nashville, and all these guys, all these celebrities that come through and they're playing like in Boston or all like New Hampshire, Vermont, whenever, they come through and he gets them to stop in and like play a set. Which it's just awesome to when you walk in and it's like, hey, you know,
Wow.
like Brooks Blanchard was there a couple of weeks ago, country singer,
Yep.
folk country singer, but the guy was in the building and we saw him for free here, and like the night after he was playing up, I believe in Vermont,
Wow.
at like $75 a ticket.
Wow.
So,
That's awesome, dude. And then, you know, what a surprise. What a great night out. You know what I mean? Is there any cover or anything? Or people just show up, man?
Bobby, and that's the greatest thing, that it's free. Come on down. You just walk in, you know, as long as you get in, you can get in.
So even for the cheap bastards, show up. Show up.
I know, right? And then tomorrow night, we got Medici, where I believe that George is actually going to be a little busy tomorrow night. We got a group of fellas hanging out there tomorrow night.
That's what I hear. I hear it's guys' night out tomorrow night. Is that true,
Listen,
David?
I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
It's guys' night out, but I'm going to put the invitation on. Anybody who's listening right now or listens in the future here, come on down and hang out with us tomorrow night at the
Yes.
George.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come hang out. The Bobby
Yeah.
Couto show will be there. David Sousa will be there. Nobody ever gets to see
Yeah.
David unless they're watching a live show. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We keep him under
I'm
wraps.
something. I'm something.
We also have another guest who's coming out to join us. Bobby Walston's going to be there.
Bobby
Oh,
Wallison, the unmade, the great.
He's hanging out with us, so.
Well, we sure? Like, we're not going to miss him this time? Because
He's
last time he was mad at me, bro.
He's something
He
else.
won't forget to show up. He'll be there.
He's like, where were you guys? So, like, we're over here. He was mad. He was mad at us.
Well, didn't he do that? He did that last time, right? He's like, what was it, Hemingway's? When we went to Hemingway's, right? Wasn't he like, in the
Yes.
bar?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
You almost punched me in the face.
Yes. Yeah, I thought he was going to hit you.
Yeah, I thought he was
Dude,
gonna
he
hit
would
me.
knock you out. He would.
Oh,
Me
do
too.
you, did, well, see,
Yeah, you
watch
see
his
him hitting that
videos?
punching bag?
See, yeah, he's hitting Mr. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
I love, like Dave says, I love it is when he dances in front of
Oh man, when does that little jiggle in the beginning? Gives a couple of jabs, another
Absolutely.
dance, another hip thrust.
Yes.
I'm all about it.
That's so funny. Hey, so what's going on Saturday night?
Saturday night, Moonshines, Providence, and the Hot Club in Providence. That thing comes by. Oh, and of course, as always, come down to the brew house in Fall River. No entertainment there this weekend, but obviously always stop in, have a good time there. You know, so we have a couple. You know what? This is what you should do. Stop in at the brew house in Fall River, have a couple of drinks there,
Yep.
and then head up to Moonshines. We got a live country band playing at Moonshines.
Oh,
on
that was my
Saturday
question.
night. So come on
Yeah.
up and hang out with us.
Yes.
And it'll definitely be a good time.
And for Nick Ozug, shout out Nick, Tequila Lime. I hear it's doing great, and I haven't had a chance to get over there, but I have plans on doing a live show over there, so we're in the process of working that out with Nick
That's
right now.
awesome. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that would be a good
And
time.
I'm just gonna put out this Sunday night. I normally go out on Sunday nights. I usually kind of invite people to hang out where I go. Sunday night, I'm actually going to be at the Beach Boys concert this Sunday night.
Ah, Beach Boys.
I know the original Beach Boys is still touring.
Get
Mike
outta
Love,
here.
Bruce
They're still
Johnson.
touring?
You're right.
How many's left?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be there with them this Sunday night.
Yeah, I hear them and the Rolling Stones. They share wheelchairs. That's what I heard.
Yeah, they probably do, but it's all right. They push each other out. I'm one of those pushing though.
Wouldn't it be nice to? Right.
Hey, did you ever see the Four
We go
Seasons?
see them every single year. I bring
Oh
my kids.
my God.
My kids look forward to it. They love it.
Dude, shout out to you, brother Marco. You listen, man. I want to say this because people don't know. Dude, you take your daughters everywhere. It's so great to see, man, that they're always a part of everything you're doing, brother. You're an amazing father.
I know.
You might have not heard that recently, but I'm telling you, brother, it's a pleasure to see you.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Dude, I witnessed it firsthand or whatever.
Right.
You know, he's. Even with his wife Angela, they're a great
people.
family.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely,
a phenomenal family.
I appreciate that. Well, listen, Bobby, one other thing I wanted to announce, man. We got the date on this. So it's October 10th. We've got the Sopranos show finally booked at the Brew House.
All right.
So it's going to be Saturday night, October 10th.
Okay.
The tickets go on sale in about, I want to say probably about a few weeks.
Okay.
Tickets will be on sale. You can buy them online
All right.
on Eventbrite through the Brew House, or you can buy them in person at the Brew House. The tickets go on sale. Frank Santarelli, Joey Curzone is going to be there, and Matt Mischie, who's actually the owner of Nick's Comedy Stop, he's also performing. 3 headliners.
Amazing.
The cool thing about Joey, man, the good thing with Joey, man, Joey's going to be hosting the show, but in between every set that he does, he sings.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be it's a tribute to Neil Diamond this year that he's going to do there. So he's doing a lot of Neil Diamond songs. He's played in the area before. He was called the man of many voices.
Okay.
But he's going to be there also. Frank Santarelli is going to be signing autographs, doing pictures and all that. And the tickets will be on sale very shortly. And again, it's a Sopranos night. It's the Bada Bing night.
Bada Bing, I love that. It'll be
Bada
available
Bing.
on Studio B, the Bobby Couto Show. We'll blast the hell out of this, dude.
Absolutely.
We'll definitely give away some tickets too.
Marco, don't forget tomorrow.
Oh, no, we definitely are. Absolutely, yeah.
Don't forget tomorrow. You wear your sexy underwear.
And I'm not sure where that just went. He can't hear you.
All right, he says he can't hear me.
David wants to make sure that you wear your sexy underwear tomorrow. Me, I'm asking for. Listen, I want you to wear enough cologne for the both of us. That's all I'm asking for.
Sexy underwear, enough cologne. Anything else? I think we're good on that one.
You're going to know I arrive when I park.
Like, oh, hi, he's here.
Oh, and a freshly shaved head.
We're gonna have a great night tomorrow night, dude. Like I said, again, if people want to come out and hang out and meet us and chat for a minute, we'll be at the George. I think right around 7:30. We'll be hanging
We'll
out
be having
there,
dinner
right?
around 7:30.
And then shenanigans after
And then
that.
shenanigans. We're gonna tear
Correct, yeah.
Providence and
Hopefully
see what
on
happens.
Club or one of those spots. But
Absolutely. I got my Uber on speed dial.
It's a good thing that Marco knows a lot of offices because we might get into some trouble.
I'm about to head into the George right now. Come meet us, 7 o'clock. Alex Tomaso's taking over the keys, and we're going to be here till about 10 o'clock, and I'm heading down to the Celtic Lounge in Warren, Rhode Island after that.
And that's Marco Andrade with Social Table Events. Go check him out at socialtableevents.net on the web. Send him a message if you want to book or have an idea. Look, if you're talent, Marco's looking for talent. So reach out.
Marco, the number one.
Always, absolutely. Guys, thank you so much.
Appreciate you, brother. Love you, man.
Okay,
We'll talk to you
number
soon.
one.
See you tomorrow.
Love you guys. Thanks, Mike. Good night.
That's our weekend update with Marco Andrade.
Marco's awesome.
Yeah, Marco's a good dude.
We have people
man.
that reach out. He's like, dude, people call me all the time and like, hey, I heard about you on the Bobby Couto show and what's going on? It's like, he's more than happy to let everybody know what's going on.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And
Oh, because you want to know why? I say this all the time. The local like restaurants and all that, they don't do a good enough job promoting themselves, right?
yeah.
yes.
So like you don't know if there's an event, you don't know about the event because it's not really put out there. They put it out on their Facebook, but if unless you're actively on their page all the time, which you won't be, the algorithm won't push them forward.
Oh, yeah, no,
so they don't have enough content, right?
Oh, yeah.
So like people really don't really know what's going on. So if it's a place like local places. They could be having karaoke night. No one's gonna know about it, right?
Right.
Because they don't promote it.
Right.
When you use someone like Marco has his own platform.
Yes.
And he's been doing this for so long.
Dude, not only that,
he's one of the best.
It's great talent.
It's great talent. Like it's one thing if he was bringing in bad talent, right? It's all great talent.
Absolutely.
So like, so if he's gonna bring in, a Frank Sinatra guy, you know you're getting the best. You're not getting. You're not getting a second rate.
And I'll tell you, I love to eat and drink. My favorite thing to do is sit down at a table, eat food, and drink.
How about doing all three?
All right, so now you're doing all three.
How
Now
about
you
all
go to
three?
these places, especially if you're on a date with a lady.
no,
What's
I mean-
better than having some cool tunes playing? You know what I mean?
Unless you're like in your 20s and stuff like that, you're going to clubs and stuff like that, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. But
Yeah.
like if you're established and
Yeah.
you're in your 30s, you're starting in your 40s or whatever, you want to chill out
Absolutely.
and relax, and be. I know me and my wife or whatever, we love to just like sit back, have a drink or whatever, have a nice meal.
It's a classy night, right? You're treating your lady. You're going out. You're having a nice night.
Now,
you're enjoying it.
As someone around like the younger age, I try to like motivate people to try to go to Marco's events and stuff. I go there all the time, especially with my girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
And dude, it's always a great night.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
absolutely.
I usually like going.
Shout
for,
out Jasmine for being on the chat today, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jasmine. Thanks for being here.
And I like the comedy nights over there, dude.
yeah, they're great.
They
They're
never
great.
fail.
Yeah.
With
And
comedy.
it's
You
never
really can't go wrong with the comedy show, even if it's a bad
They're all
comedy
good.
show.
They're all good.
Even if it's a bad one, right? Just the awkwardness of the whole scenario makes it funny. Like,
Oh, yeah.
because now the people in the crowd are like, "Rrr," and so when there's a bad joke being said, you almost laugh of how bad the joke was. So regardless, it's always a great time.
yeah,
But I
absolutely.
mean, with Marco brings talent.
Oh yeah, no, I mean,
so you're
you know,
going to laugh for the right reasons,
and,
not bad
and
reasons.
you know that it's not going to be trouble.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly,
There's not
yes.
going to be any
You
trouble.
know what
you
you're
don't
going
have
for,
to,
yes,
You don't have to worry about
right.
the tenseness of
Right.
the crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You can say
Everybody's just
you can say what you.
Yeah.
That's what comedy is, right? In a
Have you
sense?
been to the George? Have you been to the George?
Yes,
Dude.
No, absolutely.
Right. What a really
Beautiful
nice
place.
place.
It's a beautiful
yeah,
place.
no, absolutely.
Right, top notch, and
Yep,
it's like walking distance to the theater. The P-Pack's right there.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
catch a show.
I love the idea that they of course they have the restaurant part and the bar on the other side.
Yeah.
They kept the bar side very 20s, 30s, 40s looking
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of a
yeah,
place.
yeah,
You
yeah,
walk in,
yeah.
you're thinking you're going back in time. Like
Yeah.
like a place like this doesn't exist anymore,
yeah.
right?
Oh, sure.
And there's a lot of places where this wouldn't exist, but
Right.
there at the George, it makes sense.
It's got an energy. There's energy
right?
there.
Because
There's energy.
because they are bringing back an era because you have that bar that looks very old. Like you can almost imagine the conversations that took place with
Yes.
people at that bar
Yes.
during that time.
Yes.
Right.
History.
Now all of a sudden you
Yes.
walk out, you go right
Yes.
downstairs.
Yes.
You have a
Dude,
speakeasy.
Decisions
Right?
whether people lived or died were made in that.
Oh,
place.
that's right.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a history.
I mean,
It's got that
I mean,
energy.
That's
you
a
know,
history,
You,
yep.
you get that
Yeah.
from like movies like Goodfellas. And,
Yes.
stuff
Well, that's the
like
vibe, right? That's
That's
the
it.
vibe, and I think, and then that's the attractiveness and the sexiness of it.
Yeah.
I mean, and plus, of course, you walk in, Alex is always there. He's a great,
Oh, yeah,
he's
absolutely.
a
Yeah.
great host. Like he always says hi to you, and you feel very, very comfortable there and warm.
He plays the
And
piano on
then
Thursdays. He's
he
there right now.
He's
playing
the owner, and he
piano.
plays
Yeah.
the piano.
And there's
then
a comedy. There's a what is it
the
called?
speakeasy, yeah,
Downstairs.
downstairs, yeah, which makes it even that feel of your again.
Yes.
He's tapping into a time where those
Yes.
things they were everywhere, and the speakeasies were
Matt Rife was
underground
just-
bars
Matt
that
Rife
were
was
supposed
there.
to exist. Matt Rife was there.
Yep.
So it's an interesting place.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
and it's a great place to go. And plus, it's surrounded by pretty cool bars.
And so not
and-
to beat this to the ground,
Yeah.
but if you're hanging out right with your boys, you're having a good time. You go there, you have a couple of drinks, and then you're in walking distance from all of
There's
the
so many
nightlife.
places.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so,
so many
much
places.
right there that you
It's-
could.
I'm sorry, Billy. People said that Providence is going to shit, blah blah blah. I'm just like, it's really not. It's
really
just-
not.
it's
It's changing of the hands. It's a different
is.
time.
It is. I mean, hanging out in Providence a lot and stuff like that in my earlier years or whatever. Providence is actually a beautiful place.
It really is.
It still
really
is.
is a
It
beautiful
still
place.
is.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
With the
So
waterfront,
much history.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh
Yes.
my god! I proposed to my wife or whatever right in the gondolas or whatever. The
No
gondola
kidding.
rides. Oh my god! Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Providence always has a bad rap over. It's always all crime.
I say
and
it's
blah,
always the people that don't come visit, right? The people that
Yeah.
talk shit about it because they never show up. I've Providence, and I've never had a problem. I've
Yeah.
always enjoyed being
it's-
in Providence.
yeah, it's
I would rather go to Providence than Boston, to be honest with you.
yeah,
If you're gonna have a night out with me and we're gonna hang out, have something to eat, I'd rather go to Providence because I know that
Well, it's so familiar to
It's
us,
familiar.
right? It's familiar.
Yes,
Boston is
yes.
like it's bigger. They have
Yes.
so many places to go, and it's almost like you get to a point where you're like, you can't do them all.
Right.
But what's nice about Providence is that in a night, because everything's so close, like when you're in one neighborhood, there's this type of stuff going on. There's so many things to do. If you're on Atwell's Ave, right, Federal Hill, you have a lot of beautiful restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
You have Alex's new he posted the other day a cigar shop coming out, a cigar whiskey bar.
Cigarro.
Yep, Cigarro. Yep,
something
yep.
like that.
And then you also have the old restaurants are there, and then you have the little bit of the nightlife. You have Opa. Opa's a great place.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
What a vibe that
Oh
place
yeah,
has,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah,
The
it's-
people are great.
It's very old
The
Italian.
owners are
it's-
wonderful,
yeah.
right? The food is fantastic. They have a dessert. It's like a solid chocolate bar, like I don't know what you call it, like a fudge.
Dubai, the Dubai chocolate.
No, it's just a solid cold piece of fudge. Ugh, it's amazing. It sounds so simple, but it's rich in flavor. You could tell that it's quality. Like you get what you ask for. And plus, they have the hookah too. I love doing
Oh,
hookah.
yeah, I used to do a
the
lot of
dark,
hookah.
the dark atmosphere, the red lights. I mean, what a vibe. I mean, just that in itself is worth a trip to Federal Hill. Never mind the other restaurants too. So, But that's what I like about Fall
And the
River.
cigar bar I enjoy too.
Yeah, the cigar bar. It's opening up. It's not open yet. It's opening up soon.
Like it's right there.
Yeah, it's right there. It's all walking
We'll be
distance.
there. I know that Alex. We talked, and
Nice.
we're going to be doing
Yeah,
a
no,
live show.
no. Marco's always supported my art, man. He's seen it from the beginning or whatever. He's just like, because we talked about it there. He's like, dude, you're taking off. I'm just like, I wouldn't say I'm taking off, but I'm definitely getting some traction or whatever.
So
but,
other
yeah.
than TA, like you're doing right now, because you have another square that you're doing right on the side of that one.
Yeah.
What other murals have you, or things like that have you done in the city
I've had,
or anywhere in the city?
A Vos Feast. A Vos Feast right on
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
yes, yeah.
I actually did the inside or whatever. Mike that's over there, he's a great friend of mine or whatever, and he's running that establishment fantastically, and such great food, and it makes you feel like you're in.
I love
Vo's
that
house.
buffet. I love that buffet style. You go in there and you just whatever
it's
you
nuts.
want.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
You know,
you can,
like,
you can binge a little.
I get my hair cut right across the street. So every time I
Oh,
go
yeah,
in,
that's where you go?
That's where you go? Right across the street, right there.
Yeah,
right
oh,
there.
yeah. I don't know why I didn't think it was there.
Oh, yeah, right there. I walk across the street,
Oh,
go get a
yeah,
steak
it's
sandwich,
very
or
close.
I'll do a bifana sandwich. Man, so good.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
no. It's funny because it's funny like I was actually going there for just to get my family some food,
Yeah.
and I had already done his back wall because it's all Portuguese style tiles in his back wall, and he loved it and stuff like that, whatever. So he's like, he's like, whenever I'm thinking about something, blah blah blah, I'll let you know, da da da. So he must have been in the back in the kitchen, whatever. But like I was coming in or whatever, and I was buying food for my family. Yeah. And I think he might have saw me in the corner of my eye, and he starts waving or whatever. So I go to pay for my food or whatever, and he's just like, hey. He's like, you got a few minutes? I'm just like, I'm like, hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
And he's just like, hey, I got a crazy idea, and I want you to be part of it. And I'm just like, all right. I'm like, what you got going on, or whatever. So, like he's been thinking about doing this for a while, apparently. So he wanted to do like a whole Portuguese fado night. So, and he did 2 of them.
Yeah.
But before this whole thing, Mike's very.
That's right. I saw it on Facebook.
Yes,
I saw that. Yes.
So
What a great idea.
I did the whole thing in the back, whatever. And he's just like, let's do this. So, he knows that I'm probably the guy to do it.
Yeah.
So he's just like, I want to transform this place and make it look like it's, you're in a space where people can come in or whatever and enjoy a night of fado. Fado Portuguese
vibe.
Get the vibe of Portuguese music.
That's culture, though. That's like deep.
He's all about that culture.
Where is this?
A Vos Feast.
A Vos Feast.
A Vos Feast.
On Pleasant Street. You know what Pleasant Street is, right?
Yeah. I've been there. I wasn't sure if we were talking about that or something.
Yeah. No. Yeah, over there. So like I started digging up some pictures. I'm like, say no more. I started digging up some pictures, and he's just like, yeah, man. He's like that's it or whatever. So he was just like, listen, I want because they were gonna have a fado night and stuff like that, whatever. He's like, I want there to be an accordion player. I wanted to be guitar, old style
like the
guitar.
band is there, right? You're adding to the band.
I'm adding to the band.
Right.
And
I totally get it. I totally get it. I love it.
So inside the place, whatever, there's a column with 4 sides, and he wanted to add the whole, the whole.
the folklore.
The folklore.
Yeah.
So he's just like, I want that. I want to add that or whatever. So so on each side, have 2 guys on one side and 2 girls.
I love that. I love that.
2 girls on
So
the
like
other side.
the dance
And
and-
almost like the dance in a circle.
Yeah.
So we made it happen, whatever. Dude, when I tell you it was a phenomenal success, he had the whole event over there. He had Ricardo Farias from the Portuguese channel, whatever. Go over there, whatever, to MC the whole night, whatever. Dude, it was a phenomenal night. Wow. And he put the spotlights there, whatever, and stuff like that, whatever. Because whenever he wanted to look like at night or whatever, on a regular night or whatever. Yeah. When people walk by or whatever, that the spotlights or whatever, to give that ambiance or whatever. And
I love this.
Dude, he succeeded to the most. He's a creative guy. Whatever. He could be a very creative guy, whatever. But he knew that I can carry it out, whatever. With the talent, whatever.
Right. You brought it to life, right? It was just an idea.
I did, yes. And and then I actually. So do you know the castle development in Swansea? There's a castle in Swansea.
Oh yes, the new place. The new place. Yes, the dragons, all the dragons.
I painted all the murals in there.
Did you really?
I painted all the murals.
That's amazing.
So Joe Strilla, who's actually the owner of that place.
Dude, everybody tells me he's the sweetest guy.
Dude, he's amazing.
That's what I hear from everybody. I've never met him.
Him, his mother Edie, even his father or whatever, like, they treat me like just like family. You know, so when we first, and it's funny. Like, I'll give credit to my wife on this one because back, I want to say this is like maybe going back like 3 years ago. He bought the place and stuff like that. He bought it when it was still, during the pandemic. He bought it and stuff like that. He bought it in 2019, and he transformed the whole place, or whatever. And then,
he did.
And obviously, like, you put through, Fall River development and stuff, and that this is coming and blah, blah, blah. Yep. So so my wife doesn't like to admit it or whatever, but she's also part of my headhunting. She likes to look for jobs for,
absolutely, right.
So, it's a family affair.
Of course.
So like, my wife likes to look,
That's awesome that she supports you, man.
Dude.
That's so important, bro.
Because she knows that, I'm passionate about it. And she knows that, that I'm pretty good at it,
yes.
and she's like, people will really appreciate,
You know what the hardest thing about that is, brother? The hardest thing is to sell your talent.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I struggle. I can't, like, even doing the show. Like I don't know how to do it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I struggle, bro, because I have such passion. I love doing this. Like, the idea of going to somebody and being like, hey, you want to pay me to be a sponsor on my show? So I can see where your wife kicks in that, right?
Oh yeah, no, she wants to see me succeed. You know what I'm saying? Like, because she knows that I have pure talent.
Yes.
And I thank her for that so much. I love her to death for that. Yeah. And she's always been the biggest supporter ever since we got together and stuff like that.
Man.
If you don't have, I have to say, if you don't have that person with you. If you don't have that person with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, they might criticize the shit out of you, but they criticize you because they love you the most.
Yes, and they see your potential, bro.
They see that, she'll tell me if I'm doing a canvas for somebody or whatever, if I'm doing a mural for somebody or whatever, and I'll show her a picture or whatever, and she'll be on her, she'll be on her Temu, whatever, and stuff like that, whatever. But I'll send her a picture and be like, how is this or whatever, and she'll be like, you could do better. And I'm just like, okay. She's like, but I'm like, what do I need to change or whatever? And she'll be honest with me. She's like, do this. And believe it or not, dude, I mean, do 4 hours is better than 2.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
and I love her for this. Every time, whatever. I love you, babe. But yeah, she
behind every great man, bro, there's a great woman.
I mean, I'm 100% family. 100% family.
Love that.
And she supports me in everything I do, and I love her for it.
Yeah.
And she'll be honest with me. She'll be like, listen, you gotta do this. You gotta do that. She said, that could be better. And so, but like, going back to the castle, whatever. She's like, hey, there's a development happening in Swansea, and she's like, it's in the very beginning stages, but she's like, you never know. They could be, he won't.
Right.
They might want a mural.
I always say this. What's the worst thing that can happen? Right.
Oh God.
You go speak to them. Right.
Right.
What's to stop you from going into every single restaurant in this city that's ethnic background, right? And being like, hey,
Dave.
I know there's a connection to you and to the old country. Let me do this for you.
I've done this. I've literally gone up and down South
Really?
Main Street. Dude, I've done this. I've been doing this all my life. I've gone to every single. I want to say 90% of the businesses in Fall River. I've gone to every single one because I'm just. Dude, I'm sorry. The money is not gonna make itself.
Right. True that, bro. True that.
And number 2,
I love that.
Number two, like when I'm driving down the road, everybody's just like tunnel vision and just doing it. They go into the destination. They go into the destination and stuff like that, whatever. Dude, you know what I'm doing? I'm looking at walls outside. I'm just like that could use something. That could use something. Bobby, I just think differently, man.
I love that. Helio, did you ever do graffiti? Were you ever into graffiti? I know the answer. I know the answer. I'm asking the question, but I know the question. Yeah, I know the answer.
Yeah, man. I have.
Are you Zeppelin?
Are you Limo? Are you Limo?
Yeah. Oh no. In my college days, yes, I was.
Brother.
Me and my man from Philadelphia, we did it, whatever.
Dude,
But
it's such a talent, bro.
It is, dude.
A lot of people don't know this. If you go down to the rail trail where the overpasses are, there's some amazing graffiti over there.
Oh,
incredible. Like out of this world graffiti.
I'm so amazed. Yes, the graffiti. Yes, yeah. I'm so amazed by these murals that we're seeing throughout the city. Right. When you see them, so those larger ones that you see on the side of a building that takes up a whole. So there's one on Milliken Boulevard, right? There's a couple off the highway you can see. I think one of them is Anthony's properties. I think he has in the back.
See, it's funny because, like, I mean, don't get me wrong.
I mean, those are huge canvases.
I mean, they are. I mean, and I do stuff like that, like, building size stuff like
It's
that.
insane.
But at the same time, it's just like, I mean, I really wish they would go in city more.
Yes,
hire in city more talent. I mean,
You're saying all the talent.
there's a lot of talent,
Right.
in the Massachusetts and in the Rhode Island area. There's
We got a
a
Fall River Arts and Culture Coalition.
absolutely.
The city doesn't do enough.
Yeah.
Doesn't. Hey, we're gonna put up this museum or
Yeah, but
this.
they
this
support
art
you.
situ-
They support you. I know.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
no,
they
absolutely.
support you.
Nelson Rigo, and
Yes,
and his wife Jennifer, and they're amazing.
And I mentioned you, and like everybody came up and they're like, "Oh my God, Helio!"
They're incredible.
I
people,
think those murals downstairs are so important. It does something to TA, right? It does something to this area. It says, "Hey, we're improving."
Yeah.
Even if it's not the city that you're painting, their buildings.
Yeah.
You have business owners now saying, "Hey, we see your skill. Let me put something here on these two spots." And every time you drive by now TA restaurant, or you go up Morgan, you
There it
see
is.
there it is. There it is. It's in your face.
And
It's a wonderful thing.
Kevin, I gotta give a shout.
Kevin's a great guy.
I gotta give a shout out to Kevin if I actually give me the chance to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
He's a good dude.
I've known Kevin for years, or whatever. To my wife, and
Yeah,
so
of course,
we're
of
all part of the same circle and stuff like that. Whatever, we through friends and stuff like that. Whatever, but Kevin's amazing, and if let me do it, and but I mean, it's just been, it's been a blessing to do things throughout the city, whatever,
Yeah.
But my huge break was from when I did a mural in Pawtucket from a buddy of mine, Mike Couto, who used to own a place out in Pawtucket or whatever. I did a mural for him, whatever, for his business. Back when the pandemic kind of happened in 2020, when nobody was nobody was doing anything.
Yeah.
So him and his three buddies or whatever, they started a business, and and he knew me from high school, so he knew that I was all about that. So he did do the whole Facebook thing, whatever. If you know your murals, blah 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 blah. So like 50 people tagged me. And like 50 people, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot you did that, or whatever." So he kind of messaged me with, he was like, "Hey, we go way back, whatever. Come down, whatever. Let's talk." So we talked and stuff like that, whatever. He's like, "Dude, I want to do a history of Pawtucket, do the whole thing." But I did like a 30-foot mural, Oh yeah, I did huge. I'll show the picture.
Yeah,
whatever.
dude, I gotta see that.
So I did that whole thing, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, so the business kept going, and then I guess he was having a convention or a business seminar type thing or whatever over there, because it was the newest biggest thing, whatever, newest biggest space, whatever, stuff like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
So so from Channel 10, Alison Bologna from Channel 10 morning show, she was the guest host at this convention thing, whatever.
Yeah.
So so day later, I get a call from Mike. I'm just like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's just like, "Dude," he's like, "I hope you're not mad at me, blah blah blah." But he's like, "I give you information up to Alison Bologna. She's like the newscaster from Channel 10." Yeah. I'm just like, "Oh, dude, why would I be mad at that?" Yeah, right. I'm just like, he's like, "No," he's like, "But
some people they're
very particular about giving out personal
right.
information,
Sure.
like phone numbers and stuff like that, whatever."
Right.
He's like, "Dude, don't expect a phone call." I'm like, "All right,
I probably
cool."
would have fought him.
I
know me. What did you do?
But
then I would have liked him eventually.
Yeah,
But you get one of these right now.
She immediately, because he mentioned my name to her, and immediately she started doing some research and stuff like that, whatever. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I gotta have this guy." So I got a message through her and stuff like that, whatever. We met. Nicest lady in the world. When I tell you nicest lady in the world, she's on TV, she does her newscasts and stuff like that, whatever. But she's a nice lady.
Behind the curtain, she's
she's a very nice lady. Yeah. So we met and stuff like that, blah blah blah. And then I'm just like, God, should I tell her about the whole thing, whatever? Should I tell her? So I'm halfway through doing her wall and stuff like that, whatever. So I'm in my car. I'm debating. I'm in my car. So she pulls up. Because whatever, she's a nice lady, and she's like, "How you doing?" Blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, "Hey, Allison," and she's like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm just like, "So I got something to tell you." She's like, "Oh, there's something happened." Blah 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 blah. So now whatever. I'm like, No, everything's all good. I'm just like, "But I gotta tell you something about me," and she's like, "Oh, okay." I'm just like, "All right." So you're halfway through, right? I'm halfway through, and you're liking it, right? She's like, "Oh yeah, it's coming out great." I couldn't ask for anything more. Blah blah blah. I'm just like, "All right, I'm just gonna lay that on her." So I'm just like, "All right." I'm just like, "Listen, I'm doing this and stuff like that, whatever. It's great and stuff like that. But like, so I got a disability. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm just like, I'm colorblind. She's like,
what?
She's like, what? She's
Right.
like, whoa. She's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
She's like, you're doing this? And she's like, and you're you're colorblind? She's like, you're kidding me, right? I'm just like, no, I'm just like,
crazy.
She's like, oh my God, I gotta put you on the news. and so Mario Hilario had me on Studio 10, and they did a whole segment on me on my mural, whatever, her mural and stuff like that, whatever. So then that snowballed.
Yeah. So then the phone starts ringing?
And then a couple of phone calls started ringing.
Yeah.
And then so what happened was, that's how I got Joe from the castle.
All right.
So he did that because he saw her or whatever.
Dude, these connections, the networking,
Wait,
bro.
Joe from where?
The castle.
Okay.
The
The
castle.
Dragon
development.
Castle, yeah.
So then, that happened. And then, so Allison was hosting a thing at the Italian American Hall of Fame at the PPAC. And I'm just like, and the person they were honoring was Jay Leno.
Oh, wow. Wow.
At the PPAC.
At the PPAC.
Wow.
He is a Rhode Island native.
He's got a house in Newport.
So he was being honored at the PPAC.
That's so cool.
So I'm just like, dude,
what are
I
the
remember seeing this guy, whatever, when I was younger, or whatever,
Right.
on the Tonight Show.
Yep.
I'm just like, dude, the possibilities are endless on this.
Dude, endless.
All I see is just like, just a network of just like,
Right. Yes.
it's
This is it.
dude,
Yes.
like,
You know what?
I
It's
got
the
exposure.
experience.
You're
It's the
entering a different
experience.
realm. You're entering a
Yes,
realm of
and-
people
and-
that,
and, you know-
yes. It's not about the money anymore, right?
No. It's about that exposure now.
Yeah, I'm saying like, yes, exactly. And now the people that you're doing business with, they're going to hire you, and it's not about the money. It's about.
It's not about that
Listen,
anymore.
You're right.
Listen,
Exactly.
not about that-
There it is,
When
right
you're
there.
on your deathbed,
Yes.
you're not thinking about the money you make.
Yes.
You're thinking about
Yes.
the
You hear what I'm saying.
experiences that
You know
you
what I'm
lived.
saying.
So I'm just like, all right.
That's the difference.
So I text Allison. I'm just like, hey, what are the chances that, like, that maybe I could paint a canvas for Jay Leno? And she's like, ooh. She's like, I could show you the whole conversation right now. And she's like, I don't know, maybe. She's like, I can mention it. So I'm just like, all right. So she mentions it or whatever to the president of that whole organization, whatever.
That's honoring him, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the guy that does that, whatever, the president of that, whatever, he actually used to be the sportscaster for Channel 10.
Oh, okay.
So he, I don't want to mention his name because I respect
sure,
him, blah blah blah. But yeah. So she was just like, expect a phone call. So I'm like, all right. So he calls me. And he's like, hey, this is blah 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 from the the Rhode Island Italian Hall of Fame, blah blah blah. He's like, so I hear you're talented. I'm just like, I don't know, maybe, I guess.
Right. If you say so.
I guess so. He's just like, he's like, no. I've seen it from Alice. He's like, I've seen the murals. He's like, yeah. He's like, so I think you could be up for this. I'm just like, okay, so what should we do? He's like, I'm gonna send you a picture. He's like, because obviously, with it would be great. We talked about it would be great if you could do a canvas with him on his car.
Oh, yeah, he's a car guy.
He's a car guy. He's a huge car guy.
Yes.
So he's got 1 million cars.
Yep.
I mean, well, no, but he's got a lot.
He
of
said
cars.
that he's got the largest exquisite cars collection in the world.
In the world,
Yeah, in the world. Yes.
yeah. Like I'm surprised. Like I'm surprised in his car, in his mansion in Newport, that I think he has a whole collection in there. Because he had all of his cars shipped there. So, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So, because he has the Audrain.
Yeah, he's got that. It's the popular one. The one that's right there. You see it.
Newport.
With all the chimneys, dude.
Yeah. He's got the whole thing,
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah.
So,
It's like 64 fireplaces.
So I'm just like, all right. I'm like, all right, this is a possibility. So he sends me pictures. And then he's just like, can you do this? I'm just like, yeah, I could definitely do it. So I started, I bought the canvas, whatever. They pay for everything. I bought the canvas, stuff like that, whatever. And then I started painting it. So he's like, the one thing I want you to do is please keep me updated on, your progress. I'm like, cool. So I send progress, pics and stuff like that. He's like, oh, dude. He's like, you're killing it. He's like, keep going, please.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he's just like, you know what? He's just like, I'll pay for the frame. I'll pay for whatever. So now it's getting serious because now they're seeing,
Yes.
because
This is legit, dude. You're real. This is real.
So now he's seen because I painted the face already, and he's just like, dude, what? And he's just like, all right.
Dude, I can't wait to see this thing.
So whatever, right? So I'm going for it, whatever. So I got it done. I sent it to him, and he's just like, yeah, man. He's like, how would you like to present it to him that night? I'm just like,
man.
what? I'm just like,
Man.
bro. I'm just like,
Wow.
I'll be
What
happy
an
to do it.
experience.
I'll be happy to do it.
Wow.
I brought my wife, whatever, you know, he gave me two tickets, blah, blah, blah. So I'm on the big screen, you know, and like this is a whole.
How many? So,
for you,
so
bro.
wait,
That's
so,
fucking awesome. I
so
love it.
paint the
different thing.
picture. How many people are there?
About 5,000.
So
Wow.
5,000. You're on the big screen.
Yeah.
And eventually, at some point, all eyes are on you.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
What's going through your head at that
Oh,
moment?
dude, it's amazing because I mean, like, number one, I'm nervous as
You
hell.
get the bubble guts again.
Dude,
They
I'm,
shit your
I'm
pants?
nervous.
You
as
gonna
hell.
shit your pants?
Oh yeah. No, it's nuts, dude. And then you know, so I go up there, whatever, and he's just like, he's looking at it, he's like, really? He's just like, wow, he's blown. So
Can you imagine that? I mean, he's an
dude,
A-lister kind of a guy.
you know,
This guy's a legend.
A guy who appreciates, like Jay Leno appreciates
Nice
very
things.
nice things.
Nice
Like,
things. Like,
he's
he don't buy cheap.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Right?
oh no, absolutely.
Right.
So
Wild.
you know, so you know, I give it to him and he's on stage. I'm like, listen, I've appreciated you since you were on TV, blah blah. He's like, you think that I don't appreciate you right now? He's like, blah blah blah, and all this other stuff, or whatever.
So this was a commission thing, or was it something that you did for him?
I did something, you know,
On your own?
because I wasn't even caring about money.
What a great interview, huh?
You know,
How about that for an interview?
I wasn't even caring about the money.
What
I
a
was caring
resume.
about, you know, just to put it on my resume.
Yep.
So
That's huge.
So from what I gather, from what Alice was telling me or whatever, and it's through the grapevine that he has that in his garage right now.
Wow, dude. We got to figure that out. How do we?
Yeah.
Okay,
That would be
And-
so awesome
yeah.
to figure
Okay,
that
first
out.
of all, do you have photos of this event?
Oh yeah. Oh
Okay,
yeah.
that should be a
I'll
cover
sneak in
photo
there.
on your
Yes.
on your Facebook, right?
Oh,
That should be,
yeah.
that should, people need to know
Oh,
that
I can
because
show you the picture right now.
because
Yeah,
that's a
it's-
level
we
of
should-
achievement.
Yeah,
you
dude.
achieved a level there. Like Jay Leno is like, let's go back 100 years, right? Victorian age. Like, people had nice things. He falls right into that category of people that understands the fine things of life, right? All the cars that he buys, the houses that he purchases, every little decision has been meticulous to a thought.
Oh, yeah,
And here he is saying, wow, holy shit. And now it could potentially be hanging on his wall.
Oh, yeah.
That's a huge,
Helio, what I appreciate the most of this
huge accomplishment.
is where it started and how it grew.
Because
into
what
this,
would
right?
have happened if you never took up, you never continued, right?
Oh no, I mean, because my drive got me. I believed that, like, you know, even though I have this color blindness,
Yeah.
it's not gonna stop me. Like, you know, I'm not gonna be sad over it. I'm gonna conquer it.
At no point did you ever say to yourself, I'm not going to draw anymore. Like, I did not hear you say that once. Like,
Oh, yeah,
the
no.
idea of stopping was never even an option for you.
So at that point, after that, so so there was a thing on Ellen DeGeneres. So Ellen DeGeneres, when she was on, had a thing where, like, you know, stupid talents and stuff like that on TV and stuff like that, whatever, blah blah blah. And I'm telling my wife, I'm just like, I'm gonna be on that. and my wife's just like, what? She's like, you're out of your mind. I'm just like, I'm trying. She's like, are you? She's like, you're full of shit.
I love the manifestation here.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
It's like Jim Carrey, right?
And like my wife was just like, what are you talking about? I'm just like, I'm telling you, my work is gonna be on. Either I'm gonna be on that, or my work is gonna be on that. So I painted Ellen. I painted Ellen and her wife, and I put it on canvas. I sent it to the studio, and I sent it to the studio, and then I didn't hear anything for about a month. So my wife at the time was working at Highland Pediatrics. She was still there, and she was, you know, whatever. And then her aunt just so happened to come home early one day from work, from being there, and, you know, she puts her on and stuff like that.
because I was always on
You know,
midtown. Yeah, it was always on.
She puts her on.
Yeah.
And then you know, she's seeing this canvas that's on TV.
It's crazy. It's so crazy, bro.
She's seen this
It's
canvas
so
that's on
crazy,
TV.
man.
So, she's like, because I had shown my family beforehand.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know, what do you think? Blah blah blah. And, you know, they all knew.
Yeah.
So she's like, wait a minute. She's like, I know that. She's like, holy shit. She's like, that's Leo's stuff. and so she
That's so
she
wild.
called. So she texted my wife. She's like, turn on the Ellen DeGeneres. His canvas is on TV right now. And my wife is just like, what? And so, you know, we're all, you know, going nuts or whatever. And then yeah. And
And
you
so
know,
they never reached out to you? Did they ever reach out to you?
Ellen never reached out, but well, at that time.
Yeah.
And then you know, so you know, obviously, DVR,
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah,
right, yeah,
DVR.
yeah.
So I'm just like, all right. I'm just like, dude, I'm at work, and I'm just like, what's going on right now? I'm like, what's going on right now? Because obviously there's no television at my work, whatever. I'm going crazy.
I would have been so reactive. I would have quit my job.
Dude, so
Fuck you out.
Yeah, I'm out of here. I hit it big. I'm on that one, bitches.
so like so until now, dude, it's still on YouTube right now.
Oh shit,
It's
dude.
still so basically, so the backstory to that is, at the time, Jennifer Aniston was co-hosting.
Okay.
She, at the time with her and stuff like that, blah blah blah, and just so happens that her wife was, Ellen's wife was on the show and stuff like that. It just so happens that it's just funny how the universe
The stars aligned
they
that
align.
day.
So it just so happens that she was a guest on that show, on her show.
Damn.
So, dude, Ellen gets a million.
Oh, for sure.
Views.
She got a million things,
yeah.
said
Shipped
to her,
to her,
stuff,
yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
blah,
right,
blah, blah.
right.
Somehow, some way, my painting was on
That's
a
amazing.
chair that was on a
Okay,
couch.
how about this? Imagine the journey of that painting.
From
From
start.
the moment it leaves you,
Yeah.
the start. Imagine if there was a camera that can record that
Dude,
whole
right?
journey and to see what happened,
When they open that.
why they chose you.
Yeah.
Like you'll never get that answer.
Yeah,
That's fucking crazy.
Because so
man.
so Jennifer Aniston just so happened because she said this on the show. She
Okay.
said this on the show.
Okay.
She was like, "Oh, we were backstage and we were in the green room and we were in Ellen's office and then we saw this painting just hanging there."
That's crazy.
And she's like, "What? Portia was here. Why not just put it on the show?" And I'm just like.
Is this real?
What?
Yeah.
What
Is
is
this real?
That's such a
Is this
wild
real?
story.
Yeah, like, is this real?
I'm just like, dude, what? So like, so they, so so she's like, oh, should we unveil it? Or should we unveil it? And she's like, yeah, just show it over. So, dude, she grabs it from her chair. She grabs it. There's a cape over it, like a cover over it. She grabs it on her chair. She turns it around or whatever, and she unveils it, whatever. Dude, like the amount of people was like. What?
Nuts.
Dude,
What was it? What did you
so
draw?
I painted her and
her-
Portia.
Oh,
Yeah.
Portia.
And-
Gotcha.
and on the canvas.
So you're very realistic in your portraits.
Yes.
But you can still see that it's still painted. It's not like a.
Oh,
But
yeah.
but it's an art piece.
Oh, yeah.
The
Oh, for sure.
idea is
Yeah.
to. Okay.
Yeah.
So the audience goes nuts.
Oh, the audience goes nuts, and then obviously like Ellen being the comedian that she is or whatever, she makes it pops a few jokes
course.
and stuff like that, whatever, and blah blah blah, which I didn't care.
No, but dude,
at that at that point, I didn't care. So I was
work's on her show.
dude, it's on TV in front
dude,
of, in
know
front
that.
of millions of
Dude,
viewers.
Jennifer Aniston is holding it.
That's another-
Yes,
that's
yeah.
another
like,
thing.
Like that's dude. Like,
Like,
dude, my head is exploding over.
get that painting back, please? Stop
Oh,
sniffing it.
So
Overload, dude.
So until this day, her I believe that canvas as well was hanging in her office for over a year.
Oh, wow.
And then and that
Wow.
that YouTube video got over 550,000 views.
Wow.
That's crazy, man.
Now, do you think anybody like locally saw that and like at that point hired you? Like you've had these experiences right up to this point, and you're here still, right? That you're still living in
Yeah.
this in the place that you grew up in, like for the most part.
Yeah.
What happened after that? You've experienced all these things. Did you see an uptick in like commissions?
Some, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot. It's funny because like a lot of people see Ellen's, and see the news and stuff like that, whatever. I've gotten phone calls and I've gotten, like a lot of family. I have family from like that I hardly even talk to, whatever. All of a sudden call me and message me or whatever. Oh my God, this is you. Da 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 da. And I'm just like, yeah. It's very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Very overwhelming because I'm not used to this space. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not sure how to take it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not used to this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a small kid from Pawtucket. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
don't know like how to. This is almost like it's not Hollywood life, but it's just a
You're in
lot's
it.
happening.
You're
It's
in
a
it.
lot's
Well,
happening.
that's the thing, right?
lot's
All of a
happening.
sudden, you were at a pace or so for a certain amount of time, and then all of a sudden, one day you're here, and then all of a sudden, next day you're like, "Holy shit! I don't know if I was prepared for this," and so like you feel like a little overwhelmed. But you're never really truly prepared.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I mean.
You know what I mean?
Listen.
You got to take it.
Listen.
and run
Don't
with
get me
it.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not the famous guy yet. You know what I'm saying? I will get there one day. I truly believe that.
Yeah,
I
but
truly
brother,
believe
but
that.
can I say something? Like, so when do you get the call from the Portuguese International Music? Like when? How does that? When? Like, because this is in the middle. Like you just did that, and then you hear a TA's doing a mural. Like you're busy. So where does that phone call come from?
So,
Because,
all right.
dude, I got to say something real quick before you go.
Yeah.
It's one thing to be recognized for your talent,
Yeah.
but it's another thing to be recognized by your culture and your people. That I think there's another level to it, bro.
So okay, so basically, I mean, before the whole phone call with the IPMAs and stuff like that, whatever. But like, all right, so my mom was my world, my parents were my world, and like I'm like I said, I'm just a small kid from Pawtucket and stuff like that, whatever. But like, it took my mom dying to kind of like I fell into a deep depression for a while. I fell into a deep depression for a good 2 to 3 years, and thank God for my wife and kids, for comforting and kind of like being on my same space. I was here, but I wasn't here. You know what I'm saying? Like and like when my mom died or whatever, it was very sudden, and like my we had to move from Pawtucket to here or whatever, and and like because at the time whatever like my dad was living with my mom and stuff like that whatever, and he was living with her, and they were married for 30 something 40 something years, and then changing your whole life around when your other half that you've known forever dies, it's kind of it's a mind fuck.
It's a shock, dude.
It's a mind fuck.
Yeah.
So
And it's very different for like a man versus a woman. The experience is a total.
Oh yeah, because I mean, he,
can only imagine how your dad felt.
your whole world turns upside down. Upside down, because you gotta sell everything. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't live on your own.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, at that point, it was just it was a very very somber
tough
bad
thing.
time.
Tough thing.
So I was always it took my mom dying to be like, all right, I'm gonna change my life, and I'm gonna kick myself in the ass or whatever, and I'm gonna kick myself in a high gear. And I wanted to make my mom proud. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make she's up there, and I wanted to make her proud. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I mean, not to say that I didn't make her proud when she was here.
No, I know what you mean, bro. I know what you mean.
But I mean, and I was always doing these things.
Yeah.
But I mean,
She believed in you, and you have the potential. Now you want to show her that.
now I want to show her.
Absolutely.
Now I want to show her. I want to live to your legacy. I want to make you proud from up there.
Amen, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I want you to look down at me and be like, yeah, man, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. So it's
Nah, bro.
it's it hits. You know what I'm saying? It's been 8 years.
Dude, and it'll be forever, bro.
And I'm still
it's
not
a corner.
over it.
It's a cornerstone.
You know what I'm saying? So my kids still remember her. You know what I'm saying? Like my youngest daughter was, she was 2 months when she died. She died. She still even remember her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she remembers through pictures of stuff like that. But it's it's been hard. But I mean, but it took her. I wish she was here physically to see it, live. But at the same time, it's just like, you know what? I'm gonna kick it into high gear, and I'm gonna make it proud from up there.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying?
brother.
I'm gonna kick ass and take names.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Take advantage of the opportunity she offered you.
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Because I truly believe. I mean, I don't want to.
Speak it, bro. Speak it, bro. Speak it.
I don't want to change anybody's beliefs, and stuff like that, whatever. But I truly believe that all this stuff that's happening right now, all these opportunities that's happening right now, is because of her. You know what I'm saying? She's,
absolutely.
I believe that.
Somehow she's putting me on a path. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
I want to
follow this.
I want to
this.
throw in too, because I can relate to you, because I lost my mother like 6 years ago, and what I always try to tell myself is that like instead of her like physically being here and like me going home to tell her, she's with me every day, seeing what I'm doing every single day, no matter post production, before production, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
They're with you while you're doing that one line stroke of paint or something.
Well, we got some proud mamas because you guys are setting the example, man. You're raising the bar, brother. Absolutely.
I got her right here. You know what I'm saying? I make sure I got her right here under my wing. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm carrying her with me everywhere I go. I want to make sure that she's proud. I wonder sometimes. I'm like I wish you know. I know.
Yes.
I'm wondering if you're watching. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I'm wondering if if I'm doing you proud. You know what I'm
bro.
saying?
Yes, you are.
You know,
man.
and
Yes,
it's
you
just,
are. I don't need to tell you that. I mean, you're hearing it from me, but dude, you're doing it right, man. You're setting the bar. You're the example, dude. You're a proud father of two beautiful little girls.
You know, it's just I'm just trying to. I'm trying to cement my legacy, you know, with put my stamp in, and do something positive in the city.
Yeah, man, for sure.
I'm trying to do something positive in the city. You know, what I'm saying? I see so much negative.
Yeah,
I see so much negative in the city. Whatever, and, like back in the day, whatever. Like Fall River used to be like the happening place to be. With Portuguese culture, whatever. Everybody was hanging out, whatever.
Yes.
Unfortunately, things have changed.
Yes, a lot.
Unfortunately, but I mean, I'm trying to like. I'm not saying I'm trying to paint the town red.
No,
but I mean, it's listen. There's always somebody else that's better than you at what you do, and and you craft and stuff like that, whatever. But I mean, I.
Yeah, but what does that mean, right? What does better mean? You know what I'm saying? Because especially with art, it's all about it's in the eye of the beholder, right? I mean,
it's always subjective.
It's subjective, right?
It's always subjective.
So on that point, I just want to ask you a question because I'm really interested. So if anybody hasn't had a chance to see it, come down to TA Restaurant. The mural is absolutely beautiful. It's on the Morgan Street side of the corner of South Main and Morgan.
Yes.
How do you come up with that concept? Is that something that you and Kevin sat down with and said, "Hey, this is what I want"? Does he come to you and say what he wants? How does that work?
It's funny because like as soon as I did the Avos feast, stuff like that, because obviously Mike and Kevin are they're friends,
sure,
and obviously we have social media and stuff like that, whatever. Yeah. So it's funny because like I was going to TJ's Music, and it was one of those off days or whatever because like I didn't have anything going on at the time or whatever a few weeks back, and I was kind of slow, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this opportunity today to go around and just head hunt for myself,
dude. So, you're inspiring me because I'm dude. I that's my next step, bro.
Yeah.
I struggle with it, but dude, honestly, you are inspiring me right now,
dude.
Yes.
Dude, seriously, like I'm my own machine. You know what I'm saying? Like I head hunt. If I see that there's an opportunity, I go after it, dude. I'm sorry, dude. And so I was originally going to see TJ at TJ's Music or whatever, and like awesome store and stuff like that, whatever. They sell a bunch of stuff, and and the wall that's on the outside that's above it, I'm just like, again, because I was driving through and I see space.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, dude, that would be amazing.
Dude, they take immaculate care of that building. His building is beautiful.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
So as I always do, I go to I go to see, I go inside with him. I'm just like, hey, is TJ here? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, no, he's not here. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, oh, and I'm explaining, why I'm here. Or whatever. I'm a local muralist or whatever. I've done a bunch of murals, blah, blah, blah. I've been painting for a long time, blah, blah, blah. And I give him the whole spiel, whatever. It would be awesome to put a mural up there, whatever. He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, just email him, blah, blah, blah. This and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right. I did that whole thing. So I left. And so I'm driving by. I go up the street. I go past TA's, and I'm looking. I just so happen to look back, and I see the two walls, the two stucco walls,
2 canvases.
The 2 walls, and I'm just like, so I stop, and I park, and I'm just like, I know Kevin. I'm like, I've known Kevin for a while. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna ask. What's I'm just,
I can hear Kevin being like, yeah.
I'm just gonna ask.
100%.
Right.
So I go in there. I see him. I'm just like, hey, buddy, blah blah blah. He's like, hey, I didn't know you did that at TA. I mean, at Vos. I didn't know you did that. I'm just like, yeah. I'm just like, I do a bunch of stuff. I'm like, that. I mean, he's like, yeah, but I didn't know you. He's like, dude, awesome, blah blah blah. I'm just like, hey, question for you. I'm like, those 2 walls out there. I'm like, what do you think? He's just like, you know what? I've been thinking about it for a while to do something over there.
See that?
And I'm just like, in my head, I'm going, yes. I'm just like, yes. So I'm just like, so what do then the wheels start turning or whatever. So because now he knows that I'm getting traction. He's just like, yeah. He's like, no, let me grab you and blah. So hey, draw something up, blah blah blah. Back and forth for about a good 2 weeks. And finally came up, he came up with that concept or whatever. But
with the hydrangeas all the way around.
Well, that was me.
That was you.
That was
I
me.
love
the
the
whole
hydrangeas.
thing, whatever. He wanted Fall River.
Yeah.
He's like, listen, interpret it the way you want to. He's like, you got full reign. I'm like, cool. So I kind of like, I'm at home, whatever. I got my iPad, whatever. My computer, my program, and I sent it to him, and he's just like,
nailed it.
He's like, that's it.
Nailed it.
And then for the other one, same thing. And then and that's how it just that's how it
Did
came
you
to
release? Do we know what the second one is? Or are you going to keep that a secret?
No, so we had a first one.
Okay.
Because that one came out so good, he wanted to match the energy on that one.
Gotcha.
So
It's interesting though because like you guys used a lot of landmarks in that one.
Yeah, you got the bridge, you got the gates,
battleship,
yeah,
you
the
got
gates, the battleship,
you got the hydrangea. So like the second one, yeah, you gotta like
And I will
come
say
in
this,
with some
I
fresh
appreciate
ideas.
that that blue tile.
Oh yeah,
it's got that.
very Azorean.
He wanted to keep it Azorean.
That's Azorean.
Oh,
he
100%
wanted- He wanted
You
to
know,
keep it
if you actually
vintage.
look at the freaking map, right, it seems that way. Maybe it's me that Portugal is closer to Africa.
Yeah, it's right
Morocco
there. Yeah, it's right
than
there.
it actually is to actually
right there.
Portugal.
Yes.
It's actually close if you look at it. It's because it's southern. It's out a little bit, and it's also
Yeah,
southern.
well, you get that's why the Brazil influence.
So if you go to Morocco, the influence in Morocco is blue and white. And
Oh, yeah.
Azorean being so close to Morocco,
Yeah.
and you can almost look at the people. You can almost see like, oh, they could have. Because if you look at Morocco, people from Morocco, they're very much like
Yes,
Like
I'm
like
told I look Guatemalan.
Yeah,
so. Nothing to
Guatemalans?
No hate. Yeah, I get Guatemalan a lot.
Really?
Yeah, because of the tone, the skin tone.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I get Guatemalan. Yeah. You Guatemalan? I'm like, no. I'm
I don't think I've
Portuguese.
ever seen a Guatemalan that tall before.
Portuguese.
Yeah, you know, but he
It's
was
like it's like Osama bin Laden in Cuba.
living happy over there. He's living happy.
Oh my god! No, but he wanted to keep the roots in there. With that whole, he wanted to keep it vintage. He wanted because
I like it.
He wanted it so that when people see TA, they see that.
Fall River Pride.
All right.
It's
So
the
my
pride.
next
It's the
question:
pride.
what's your process? Like, how does that? Because I've seen murals, right? And a lot of people do. They're going to projector, right? And then they'll project the image
Oh no, he explained to me outside a
on
little
the
bit.
wall, right?
It's
So, well,
crazy.
for the audience, like,
Yeah, no-
so
Go
that's
ahead.
not something that you do.
No. Listen, not to trash the people that do, because
Isn't that like tracing though?
It's
Isn't that
like,
like cheating?
well, it's like being
Cheating,
a
right?
tattoo artist too. I mean, if they use stencil, right?
I mean,
But there is a difference.
There is.
There is a
I mean,
difference.
me personally, I just do a freehand. You know,
Yeah.
well, with all the training that I've had with just
insane.
writing it down, and then just copying what I see and throwing it up on there.
Well, see, that's the hard part is not so much that, but the portions, right? Because if you make this a little too big here, and it's right, I do
That's
that.
why-
I can't even tell you what that.
Well,
would
he
look
said
like.
it was all based on measurements. 'Cause
Yes.
I asked him like,
Okay,
how,
all right.
I'm like, how do you?
How do
'cause
you know?
If anybody knows, if to give people like the audience an idea what this looks like, the surface is like rough,
Yeah.
almost
Oh,
like a stucco
it is
waves,
stucco.
like stucco waves, not like just stucco, like stucco waves.
Jody, can you pull it up on my
Yeah,
Facebook?
it's very,
I
and
shared
aggr-
it on the Facebook. I
It's
believe.
very aggressive, that texture. So
Oh, yeah.
to look at it and to know how much
just
paint
look 'em
to
up.
put here, go over the hump, come down, and still look
Yeah,
straight.
'cause it's all stucco, right?
It's all
stucco.
yeah.
Oh,
I'll tell you right now.
I made sure. The thing is like, you know, you have to look at that thing like 4 or 5 times, like, you know, under here, like, you know, I have to look at every little crevice in it.
If I did that, it looked like a 3-year-old.
What's that, buddy?
It's so yeah.
For which one?
It's insane. It's insane. I mean, great work.
Not on the other page, there?
Do you guys plan on doing the second one like color?
No.
Stay blue white.
He's trying to stay
Keep it
blue.
Azorean.
He's trying to keep it Azorean and trying to stay blue
Love it.
and white.
I-
But he wants
I'm
to
so
add,
proud of that.
But he wants to add the grid this time.
You know,
He wants to add the grid this time. So I'm not gonna give too much.
Yeah.
But I mean, he does want to. He wants old country in there.
Okay. All
He
right.
wants old country in there.
All right.
Yeah.
That'd be
And
great.
like, you know, well, also, but old country, but also he wants to add the legacy of
Maybe some Chaldeans in there,
He wants,
some
no, but he
Chaldeanish.
wants to add the legacy of TA.
Okay. Yes.
He wants to, you know,
Tabanica Suriana.
little
I
something
love
there.
it. I love it.
But I still have yet to put it on paper, to put it on in digital. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to give it to him within the next couple of days. But yeah, but we've already talked about it. But yeah, he's just like, hey, listen,
it's insane.
you did you.
I would just look him up. Look him up. Yeah, if you pull him up, I think you,
Yeah, I
you
saw it
just shared
today.
it, right? You just shared it on your Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Helio
It's
Pacheco.
insane.
He comes right up. Helio.
HELIO.
I-O.
Yeah,
Pacheco. Pacheco.
it's very Portuguese, man. It's
Pacheco.
crazy. Yeah. I was actually named after my cousin in Portugal. Yeah.
Do you have a middle name?
Leo, right? People call you Leo, right? People call you Leo?
People call me Leo just for short. Yeah, because you know it's funny how people can't pronounce he. Put he and Leo together.
I like Helio.
Yeah.
Well, I think the eye kind of throws it off.
I like it. I like Helio.
Yeah.
I like
I like
that.
Helio.
It's funny.
It's not a typical Portuguese name, is it?
No, it's not.
I've never met someone named Helio.
Yeah,
Never.
Never. You have the race car driver, Helio.
Oh yeah. From Dance for the Sauce. Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, yeah.
That's so funny you mentioned because I was talking to somebody today that I was going to have you on the show, and they're like, "You don't know any Helios? I know the one the race car driver." That's exactly
yeah. Oh yeah. He's the only famous guy that's actually has that name, whatever.
There's
So
so many different names in our culture that we don't even freaking know, never even heard of.
Oh, dude,
Isn't that wild?
like the Portuguese kids, or whatever. Great bunch of guys too.
Oh, that's not naming the last names.
Or whatever. You're out.
You're out. You know what? You know what the worst part is?
First
And
one
I'm
was
going
Sousa.
to
I'm like,
critique them.
fuck
If they're
you.
listening, I want to critique them right now. They didn't do that right because they should have did it in sequence. Because once you miss one, now I can't keep track. Because I was keeping track. I'm like, oh, he hasn't said Couto. They haven't said Couto. But now I've missed so many in between.
Oh, yes.
Like,
yes.
I don't know.
Oh, so they should have
should've
1,
did
2,
it more.
3,
Yes.
4.
They
almost
should have,
Yeah.
episodic, man. So you knew. Because I don't know if they've ever said Couto. I've never heard Couto.
Oh, I know they said Sousa was like one of the first ones.
Was it? Yeah, but that's a no-brainer. That's a gimme.
Yeah,
They're about
they're
that,
like,
huh?
get out of here.
Pacheco, too. I imagine Pacheco.
Oh,
right?
Yeah,
Pacheco.
I mean, but I would imagine that Pacheco's coming up next.
To you, what is the most popular Portuguese last name?
Well, I think
what rings a bell?
Like Medeiros.
Medeiros is definitely like huge.
Pacheco, Cabral, Cavallo.
That's a big one. Cavallo,
right?
yeah.
Like
I know Sousa too. Yeah,
Sousa, S-O-U-S-A, Z-A.
Z-A.
You could spell it different ways. You know what I mean? Silva, Silva.
Oh yeah,
There we go,
that's actually the video that he
Look, we
posted.
just did a drive-by. Pow, 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 pow,
Yeah.
pow.
Pause it right there. Can you pause it?
Oh, and you know what's
That's amazing.
You know what's
There's
crazy?
actually a picture in there somewhere
like
too.
you know what's crazy about that too is just like as I'm in my own little world trying to do that or whatever on the ladder or whatever, you get people whatever, bam, 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 beeping or whatever. It's like that's phenomenal and great job.
That's so cool,
you
man.
get all the crazy, you get all the people whatever, which is cool. I'm just Bobby. I'm just trying to do something.
Dude, I love it, bro. Yeah,
I'm
it's
just trying to do
awesome,
something positive.
Dude,
you know
that's
what I'm
so
saying?
awesome. Hey, if my Vavo was still alive, she'd be looking at that mural every morning when she got up.
Oh.
That was her window. Her window was right
my
there.
goodness.
That's our Vavo.
You know what?
That's our Vavo. My Vavo would have loved that, bro.
Oh, dude, this
the pride.
it's funny
There was
because
so much of it.
there was two old ladies or whatever that was eating at TA, and like they saw me doing that or whatever, and they they was like, oh, what's this guy doing up in the ladder, and they look up at it, but they don't realize that there's a picture there, and they're like, oh my god, that's so nice, and I'm just like, it makes me it makes me feel good that
absolutely.
because I mean it's a positive thing, whatever. People are just like, it makes you feel good. Of course it
Do you
does,
remember? So obviously on Columbia Street, that sign when the sign with the small little elves, it was the shoe store.
Oh, the cobbler. The cobbler.
The cobbler. What was the name of it? What was the Italian name? Right. It was there. The name. The thing that was up there used to be these little elves.
Oh, the mural. The mural. Yes.
That's all with an F, right?
On the back side of that. What is that now?
Because
Yes.
right now it's
In the corner, right?
It's that Viva Fall River now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That fucking thing. That company was a cobbler.
Yeah.
And he was there for I don't know how long. That mural was there for so many fucking years. Way past that man. He passed away,
And
and
they
that
stood-
mural
yeah,
was still
yeah,
there.
and they painted over it.
Yeah, which I think was a shame.
yeah.
They should have restored it and kept it what it was, because it was a shoe. It was a picture of a shoe
That would have been cool.
with the cobblers.
That's
the
like the
small
big
little
blue bug.
cobblers.
That's like the big blue bug.
Because the thing is, it
So like
keeps-
this is what I'm trying to say. This is like that, right?
Yeah, you don't paint over that.
You don't paint over this.
It keeps the vintage in there.
Well,
100%.
it's you've left your mark. That man passed away. His thing still
That would've been
stood,
cool.
right?
I remember
so,
that.
Yeah.
So what you're creating
You know what's funny?
is lasting
I
impressions
haven't thought
in
about
people's
that
lives.
until you just mentioned that. And I looked at that thing every day from like my whole childhood.
We drove
And
by it how many
dude,
times?
Until you just mentioned it.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
That's the same thing that's going to happen
See,
here.
because
Eventually,
the
you
thing
walk
is,
by.
Kevin's told me that he's trying to. When people look at that now, he wants people to remember that when you look at TA, you look at that now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, and the other one or whatever that I'm
Yes.
about
And
to
the
paint.
TA's is a staple. TA's is a staple
it's
of
been-
the
it's-
city.
it's been-
Yes.
it's been a
It's a
staple.
privilege. It's a privilege for me to be here. You know what I mean? I love being here, being a part of this. We eat there. I eat there almost every day. It's like
Every Thursday
family,
for
dude.
me,
It's-
Oh, dude! He was he was saying, dude, he's like, because as we were discussing the new design for the second one, he's like, Leo, you don't understand. This place has history.
Yes.
Crazy
So
history.
much history. Absolutely, man.
He's like, dude, this building's been here for over 100 years.
Yes.
You know, and it's just like, I got to put something on there to honor
Absolutely.
him, to honor it,
And it was his uncle. You know, if anybody knows, Al's, Representative
Yes,
Al's,
yes.
it was his place, and Kevin and his uncle took it over, and they've kept like the traditions. You wouldn't know the difference. It's been the same restaurant. You know what I mean? It's the same restaurant.
And the whole point of me doing this what I do is if I can help you keep that alive,
I love that.
I've done my job.
Absolutely, bro.
I've done my job.
Yeah.
That's positive.
Absolutely. And just real quick, I don't want to get too far from it because I'm really interested. Let's talk about the award show. Like I just
yes.
I just want to know how they reach out to you. How you react to that phone call.
It actually all started with Mike out of O's. So so me being Portuguese, I've seen it on TV quite a few times, the awards and stuff like that, whatever. Yeah. And again, me being the little kid that I am, or whatever, wants to be like, I want to do that. I want to be a part of that. I want to do that.
I love that, man.
So, it's just drive. It's just drive. So me knowing that Mike from Mavos is actually part of that production, he's an in. Yep. I'm just like, hey, Mike, what do you think about this? So I told him, I'm like, what do you think that I could possibly participate in that? And he's just like, yeah, I don't see why not. He's like, you're talented, dude. He's like, why not? So right away, Mike from Mavos being Mike, the way Mike is and helping out, right on the phone, texting, texting.
That's because he believes in you, bro.
Texting, and he's just like, He's like, I'm already texting Jose, Zach right now, blah, blah, blah. And Danny, that was the stage manager and stuff like that. He's like, I'm already texting people right now. I'm like, already? He's like, dude, he's like, I'm trying to tell you, he's like, you'll be a great addition to that. So that's how it all started. Then, a few weeks went by, and he's just like, he's just like, hey, have you heard anything? I'm just like, not yet. He's like, again, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna shoot a message. So it was just back and forth or whatever. He's shooting messages. Then finally, the head honcho, finally gets back to me. He's like, hey, he's like, I heard a lot about you, stuff like that, whatever, because. Dude, Ricardo Ferris from Portuguese Channel, whatever, he
saw all of it of O's, right? Right.
So he's just, he stuck up for me. When a guy like that sticks up for you, such a respected human, guy,
especially the community, right?
To the community, the Portuguese community, thinks that that your art is that great, dude. That's not for me, dude. And so Jose, Zach, took it into consideration. He's just like, all right, he's like, let's do something. So. Then the ball starts around. He's like, "Yeah, dude, I'm excited about this. Not only because I get to do something new, but also because I get to contribute.
Yes, dude.
I get to contribute.
Dude, the whole world is going to see that.
I get to contribute to my Portuguese culture.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything that's Portuguese worthy of to contribute to something to the Portuguese world. Yeah. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Granted, I did want to get paid a little bit, just like everybody else. Or whatever.
Sure.
I'm a starving artist, man. What do you want me to say? Of course. But I'm just like, hey, he's like, listen.
Dude, the exposure.
But it's the exposure too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
there's value, a lot of value in that.
And Mike told me straight out. He said, listen, I know you want to get paid and stuff like that, but he's like, but listen, think about this. He's like, think about this. He's like, you show him what you're worth. And then after that or whatever, he's like, he's like, I know you. Your work will explain itself.
Absolutely.
He's like, once you do that, you're all set.
And they remember that.
He's like, they remember that. So I'm like, all right. I kind of swallowed it a little bit. I'm like, all right. So I did it. And then Zach comes in or whatever, and I'm meeting all these people, or whatever, and stuff like that, whatever. Yeah. And then they're just like, dude, what? And they're just like, yeah, that's it. So they wanted me to do one more after that.
I noticed there was two of them, bro. I was gonna say there's two.
So I did the first one, and then Zach was just like, all right, great. So he didn't realize it was gonna be what it was. So all of a sudden everything changes or whatever, and they noticed that it's great. My first one. Yeah. So they're just like, yeah, let's do the second one. Let's put you in the basement and doing that one, because when they're all walking out, whatever, they all see it or whatever, they can all sign it and stuff like that, whatever.
Oh, smart.
That's when I know. I'm like, dude, bro, I made it.
That's amazing, dude. Good. Congratulations, bro. That's amazing, dude. Good for you, man.
Yeah, man.
So proud, bro.
Yeah, man.
I love that.
It was a great honor. It was a great honor to to contribute, number one, to the Portuguese culture, number one, because that's just my background, and then number two, to P-Pack.
Yeah,
Dude, the legendary P-Pack, dude.
Yeah, man, there you are.
Dude,
on display. On display.
You know how much legendary performances were at the P-Pack, dude, throughout all these years? Dude, I remember when I was younger, going school trips, going to the P-Pack,
Yes.
whatever.
Dude, what
You
a
know
historical
I'm saying?
building that's gorgeous,
it's a
dude.
historical
So
building.
much. So much.
Dude, when you go to Rhode Island, if you look at, what the things to do in Rhode Island
First
or whatever,
thing.
dude, first thing is
Yeah,
P-Pack,
P-Pack.
dude.
Yeah.
The first thing is P-Pack.
Definitely.
So to put my artistic touch on the walls of in the backstage, dude, that's...
Dude, let me ask you another question real quick. How was it to be there?
Dude,
Dude, because everybody's is there, right? The Portuguese kids are there, like everybody's there.
And so it's funny because I had 2 nights there before the whole show. And, dude, I was seeing, dude, I met Kalema.
Oh, you're seeing all the rehearsals, right?
Yeah, I met Kalema. I'm the biggest Portuguese stars in the world.
Yeah.
I have a picture with that dude, that villain guy from the Fast and Furious, whatever, that Joaquin.
Dude,
Desperado guy, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
The end boss.
Dude, I wanted to meet him or whatever. He's the nicest guy. Crazy
A lot of
guy.
people don't know that he is
Crazy-
Portuguese. That
he's very Portuguese.
He's very
No.
Portuguese, yeah.
It's
You kind
funny,
of you look at him, you're like, oh, I see it.
no.
There's a look that
he's
we
very,
get.
He's very mobster Portuguese.
Oh yeah,
very
he plays
mobster Portuguese.
he plays a very good villain. Always,
incredible.
yeah.
That's
he was
why
also, I think, it was in Narcos. Was it Narcos or that whatever show? No, it was the one with the chick. She was like a cartel leader. She was poor. She got rich, right?
yes.
And then she became one.
Yes,
and
yeah,
that was the guy that was the boss at the time. I
Yes,
can't remember.
yes. But he was in the Fast and Furious, the Brazilian,
Brazilian
whatever.
version.
He was a villain there, very famous for that, whatever. But that was a very huge highlight
It's
for me.
interesting.
It was very interesting and whatever. I listen, I don't take anything for granted, dude. Like every
I know, but you're
experience that I
sitting there
have,
going, how did I get here, bro? Like,
yeah.
Right? This is
Did you
amazing,
talk?
right?
Did you talk to any of them? I don't know. I'd feel stupid going up to somebody and be like, "Hey,"
Why, like the
even though I
Portu- like the
liked
Portuguese
you.
kids?
Anybody that to me is someone like that I like that's famous. At that point, you're like,
Yeah, see, I don't-
I don't care.
I don't care.
Growing up, did you have an idol? Like, or if there's somebody today, you're like, wow,
Yeah.
that man you respect so much. You're like, man, meeting him would be like something else.
Yeah,
because you interview people.
I do.
That's
I'm
why
kinda like,
there's
yeah, I don't-
There's nobody that you could say like, wow, yeah, that's somebody I would have. I'm happy that I met him because it's almost like a check off. Like that was one guy.
Yeah.
The chances of you ever meeting were so slim, but you got a chance to meet him. Whoever that guy is, right? Now imagine that you see him at an event or a restaurant. For me, growing up was like Michael Jordan, right? Like he was
okay,
everything.
hold on. You got to take a step back. Stop right there. Because you said 2 things there. And
Okay.
if we're going to play this game, we got to play it right.
Okay, so
you
go ahead.
said at a restaurant or an event.
or an
This is-
event.
okay, how about there's a difference here?
There is a
Because in a
difference.
restaurant, it's by chance.
By
You
chance.
didn't do anything to get there. You just happen to be
Okay.
there, you're eating, and you meet somebody.
That is true.
Okay, so
That
let's
is true.
So let's say it's
now
an event.
you're there because of your efforts and your accolades, right? You've worked very, very hard, everything you've done, and here you are sharing space with other talent.
So yeah, so in that scenario, let's call it that scenario. That's the
Yep.
scenario. Would you?
I
do
would
you-
embrace it totally.
You would
man.
embrace
Yeah,
it.
I'd
You
be
would go
hugging
up to
people.
the. You would go up.
I'd
to
be
them
hugging everybody
and be like,
Yeah.
I need to talk to
Yeah,
that man.
legit,
That
legit.
man is somebody I need to meet.
Yes, 100%. Yes,
cool.
100%.
Yeah,
Like,
see, I
yeah.
never geeked out over a celebrity.
Yeah.
But there's people that if I met organically would be like an experience of a lifetime. But I don't think I would ever take that leap and be like, okay, I have to go talk to that guy.
I've always
I feel like I would be almost like an
every-
intrusion in their
every
in their
time
life.
every time like I met like an artist that I genuinely liked.
Yeah.
And
It's a little nervous, right? Going up to him.
No, actually,
No,
no.
not for you?
I just because I
Yeah.
keep my head in the moment and I always look at my camera because I like if I don't, I'll like get like social anxiety being around so much people and stuff.
Yeah.
So
That's your vice.
yeah, it's like me just looking into my camera. So I'm
Yeah.
just looking into my camera. I
It's a safety
focus,
blanket.
I focus on what I'm doing in the camera.
Yeah, I get
and
that.
then after everything, I walk out of the club and I'm going home and I'm just like, yes, I got it.
Yeah.
Like for an example, I know you guys are older, like Blueface and Krishan
Yeah,
Rock.
yeah.
Wait, who you talking to? Older.
I'm
You're talking to
sorry.
them. You're not talking to me.
So, anyways, like going home after that is just like so surreal and like it's
Yeah.
just like you want to get to edit them and just post and just see
Well, yeah,
everybody's
I get it,
reaction.
I get it,
You know,
I get it.
it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like that's when I start fanboying. I won't ever fanboy in front of them because you know, you don't know where the relationship could go. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
Well, I always think of it as also too, like, if I respect you as like a celebrity, somebody famous, or like you're an athlete, it's I guess it's how you captivate a room, right? Does that make sense? If Brady walks into any room,
dude, you're in my head. Get in my head. Exactly what I was about to say.
Right?
If it was Tom Brady, I might be a little gay.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
you become a little,
No, I mean,
because he has this
I'm like, oh my
aura
God. Yes.
around him.
Yes.
That because what you're noticing and recognizing right in front of you is that your brain has understood that this is a great man. This man has done many great things that us, the normal person, can never understand what it took to get to where he is.
Dude, to be
amazing.
To be the 199th pick in the NFL draft, like
He's more famous,
and he's
the most powerful man in the world.
Oh, yeah.
He's just
7
dude,
Super Bowls.
I would be happy to be his kid and get.
Dude,
a
he
kid
could play
so
today.
much from
He
him.
could still play today.
Oh,
100%.
absolutely. The way he takes care of his body.
Yes, he could still play today.
Like,
Did you see the roast? Did you see the roast?
I did.
Roast was phenomenal. I
It's
fucking
just-
love the roast.
It's just funny as hell because, like, talking about, like, Brady, how, like, the thing is he's so positive about success.
Sure.
And, like, making yourself better every day. Dude, that's the most positive motherfucker I've ever seen in
It's
my
so
life.
funny you say that. I watched an interview with Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick said Tom Brady wasn't the best. What Tom Brady did best was every day
Outwork
he showed
everybody.
up, he was a little better every day. And when it came to the end of the week, he was always prepared. He goes, we went from preparing to compete against another team to figuring out how we were going to protect him because he was the team.
You know, it's so funny. It's funny because you say that, right? And you think, well, they say, well, he's always studying, right? He's studying film. He's doing all these things. But when people forget, it's just not an offensive thing, right?
Right.
He has to look at the defense
Everything.
and be a master
Yes.
of what they're doing, their maneuvers, what play are they playing.
Right.
And so that way you can call an audible. You can do all these things and change it right there.
Right.
And if you notice, like, Brady was a master at that.
Oh, dude.
He understood defenses.
It's funny as hell.
That's
'cause,
what
like,
made him great.
I was watching an interview with Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning hated playing against him.
Oh, of
Hated.
course.
And the
The
thing is,
rivalry was
but
intense.
he respected the shit out of him at the same
that's
time.
why. That's
And he's like, Tom Brady's the only guy that I respect the shit out of because the thing is his brain was his magic weapon.
It was.
Absolutely.
He wasn't the
brain.
most physical guy. He
No.
wasn't, but he understood.
was a giraffe.
He was, you know, he was the kung fu master.
Correct.
He was the kung
no.
fu
Bottle.
master.
He was the bottle.
Like he knew what that guy was doing. He knew what
Yes.
that guy was doing. He
Yes.
knew what
Incredible
when he
study,
crossed
man.
this way, he knew what he was doing.
Yes.
Like he knew what they were
Yes.
going to do before they did it.
Do you
Yes.
understand what type of level that is? Like think of it as a game, right? We're on like level like 20, right?
So-
he's on like think
All
of it as level like 100.
So how about
right?
this level? How about
Think
a level
about that
where
for a minute.
we're probably going to fail. We're all going to fail here. How about the level where you have to pick? Because he was given a choice, right?
Okay.
Either your family or continuing to play the game that you love.
So this is beyond his five rings, right?
Okay,
Or six
so
rings.
6 rings. So he's given
You
an
want
opportunity. He could retire now and be done and go live the rest of his life, or he can play a couple more years and get a couple more Super Bowls. Do we in this room? Do we have that ability to choose? Because he chose.
Yes.
So is that next level?
Yes. It's it's what
I'm not saying that
no,
that determines
it's what you're willing to
your-
sacrifice to get to that greatness.
Yes.
And so there's your limitations. The limitations that we have are what we put on ourselves.
Right, because none of us
But
in this room would
nobody-
sacrifice our families
Never,
for the game.
Never. And
We
so what takes greatness? They've always said it. It's great sacrifice. Right? It's just the truth.
You sacrifice
Right.
your family for your job.
Right.
You know, if it's a
Right.
football player, they sacrifice their body,
Right.
Their mental health.
But here's the
right?
deal.
They
We do
know
this-
they know
Yeah,
the
but David,
outcome, and they're
you
willing to go
sacrifice
there.
every day because you need to do it. Like you need to earn a living.
Sure.
Now, how about it when you're worth $400, $500 million, bro, and you've got sponsorships and you got all these, like you don't need any of it. Like it's not about the money anymore.
No, it's
because it
not.
wasn't about the money with him. It was beyond the money. So is it
Very
is
true.
it the competitive in him saying, hey, you know what?
That's
Yes.
to me, that's partly insane because the thing is you okay. As a successful human being, you have to be somewhat insane to
Amen,
go
bro.
that far.
Yes.
Because you have
Because
one
most
goal
people
in
stop.
mind. Because most people stop because they draw that point.
Yes.
See, like me, like it's. I hate to compare
No,
myself
no,
to
come
him
on,
and
yes,
stuff
of
like
course,
that.
dude.
It's just the mentality of it.
Yes, bro.
Like as of right, I mean, again, I'm not trying to compare myself because he's on another stratosphere. But like, as far as the way I've gone in my career, my mural career right now, from where I've been to where I am now, I'm not satisfied yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much more stuff I want to do.
Yes.
And like, am I willing to sacrifice my family?
Well, there's your limitation.
I mean,
right?
you know,
you found your ceiling in a sense,
You know what
right?
I'm
And
saying?
you all do this.
But what if you don't have to though? Right? Like
well,
that's
okay.
yes.
What if you don't have to?
You know, I mean,
Sure, there's always that possibility.
but I mean, but the thing is, I would if you love both worlds like that, I would find a way to bring them with me to my success. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, you know, you got all the money in the world.
Right.
You know, and like, you know, there's always jobs that you can have, or there's always, you know, schools that they can go to.
Absolutely.
You know, and go with you. You know what I'm saying? If they, you know, I'm not saying that they have to.
Right.
I'm not
right,
saying that
right.
they have to.
But you do everything you can.
You know,
to,
but you do
yes.
everything you can
Absolutely.
to accommodate them because you know that they're about to make the huge sacrifices in order for them to please you.
Right.
Where you're at right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
a hard one, dude.
That's
right? Because, dude, I look at the guy and I'm like, yes, like that you are the true epitome of what it takes to
feel it.
At no point, dude. His mom had cancer and it didn't stop him. Like he was determined.
Oh yeah.
He
he could have very easily stayed at the hospital
Right?
or whatever, and like
Yes.
you know, taking care of his mom.
Yes.
But like you
Yes.
know, but we don't know too though
Right.
if his mom drove him away and be like, no,
you have to
you
go.
go do that.
And I can see that. I can see that.
You go do that
Yes.
and be that.
Yes.
He's like, and you know, she's like, I'm gonna want you to be that successful.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
you know, we got you here.
Whatever,
I want you,
whatever your
I
mother
want you to
wants,
finish.
whatever your mother wants for her son, brother.
You know what I'm saying? I want
Right?
you to finish.
I want you
know
to
what I'm
finish.
saying? I want you to finish.
Yeah.
And I feel like in a way, I connect with him on that base because you know
Absolutely.
my mom from up there or
100%,
whatever. You
dude.
know what I'm saying? Like you
Yep.
know, she wants me to kick ass.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever
no
it takes.
no other parent, no parent. There's nobody on this planet that wants you to succeed more than your parents.
Amen. Amen, bro.
100%.
100%.
100%.
You know what I'm
100%.
saying? There's nobody. I mean.
Yep.
You know, yeah, you get your wives and stuff, you get your wife, whatever, that
Yes.
supports you and
Yes.
stuff like that, blah,
Yes.
blah, blah. But
Yes.
there are limitations there.
Absolutely.
There are limitations
Yes.
there, you know, I
Yes.
mean, dependent on the person.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's the human condition. There are limitations, right? I mean, everything has a limit per se, but like I can understand why a parent, right? Why
Yes.
a parent
Well,
would
the
be
commitment-
so
yes, the
committed,
commitment,
because
yes.
there's a
Yes.
connection between a parent. You have kids,
Yes.
A parent, I have a kid, and you have kids. So it's our connection. These are a part of us. These are a piece of us. It's ours, and
Right.
it's the most precious thing that we have in our life.
Man,
It's-
I'm getting goosebumps.
Right.
Dude,
True,
this
man.
is
Right.
like-
True, man.
Think about it.
This
Our
is deep right
our
now. This is
children,
deep.
our
Man.
children are so important to us.
Yes.
There is no other connection like a connection between a father, a parent, mother with their children. I'm willing to die for certain people, right?
Yes.
But that relationship can change.
But two things there,
Right?
David. There's two sides to that coin, my friend. Right? One can drive you, one can completely stop you in your tracks.
Sure.
Right? So,
Sure.
you know, your level of commitment to your family determines what you're capable of succeeding, right?
Yeah. So
Because
like why? So like why are you doing all this?
Right.
If your why was, you know, I wanna change the course of my family's, you know, future for generations, legacy, right? It starts with me and it starts with my kids. My kids are gonna benefit. I'm gonna raise them a certain way, build this thing. Yeah, 100%.
yeah, but you can do that working a 9 to 5. You can go to
You can
McDonald's
do
and
that
work a full-time
100%.
job.
Listen, wealth
Yes.
is not money.
Right.
Wealth is not money. Wealth
it's-
is truly is the
It's
relationships
funny
you
you
have.
say that. It's funny you say that now because now it's funny. They say that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right?
Amen to that.
So my two daughters. So my daughter right now, my youngest, I'm seeing her develop a pattern now of like, you know, because she's seen.
How old is she?
My youngest daughter is 8. She's gonna turn 9, but my oldest is 11. But like my youngest daughter now, I've been seeing this pattern now where like, you know, they see me do all these things, you know, yeah, Dad's been fortunate, you know, and like, you know, through God-given talent and stuff like that, whatever.
Hard work, dude.
You know,
Super hard work, brother.
Yeah, I've busted my ass.
Yeah,
I
man.
have.
Absolutely,
I
man.
have busted my ass.
Anybody who's building anything, bro, if you're at
No.
this point,
I
dude,
mean, all he gave you,
Oh,
he gave you the tools. It was up to you to do what you wanted with them, right?
my wife and kids will tell you that, you know, there's a lot of times I'm not home because I'm out doing something.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm out either getting the next new job,
Yep.
or I'm getting the next new wall, or if, you know, I'm at a meeting, you know,
Yep.
trying to work out a deal. They know. They just know. And you know, and I tell them all the time. I tell them, Daddy loves you.
Yep.
Just because I'm not here, a lot of times I'm not here.
Yep.
And you know, I tell my wife too. You know, I'm not, you know, I know you're here and you know you're doing lunches. You're taking care of, you know, school
Yep.
shit.
Yep.
And you know you're helping them with homework and stuff like that, whatever. And you know that if I was there with you, whatever, you know, I would help you.
Yeah.
But
Dude, it takes a village, bro.
I give her, you know, dude. I give her 100% props or whatever for keeping the home front and stuff like that, whatever. But like I'm noticing now, you know, with my daughter, whatever, going back to her, that, you know, they see me doing all these things, whatever. Now my youngest daughter, she's inspired now, and she's just like, I want to be like Daddy now. So I see her a lot of times or whatever, you know. Obviously they had the technology and stuff like that, whatever, you know, with the iPads or whatever. Now she's picking up these drawing apps. She's picking up these drawing apps, or whatever, and how to teach her to draw. And like, you know, now I'm seeing her draw this stuff.
Dude, that's amazing.
And
Dude.
I'm
Give me goosebumps, bro. That's awesome.
And I'm
bro.
just like, wait a minute. I'm like, is she? So, you know, she's drawing this fish, you know, and they're actually not bad at all, you know. And it reminds me of, like, you know, when I was her age, or whatever, doing
right,
that.
right.
And I'm just like, shit. I'm just like, okay. I'm just like, could this be my legacy now? Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, can she be going on? You know, and
Would you push her the way your mother pushed you, or more? Seeing that you're the actual artist, how do you, with your experiences, your ups and downs, your successes and your struggles, would you want your daughter to go through that same thing?
I want her
Like
to
your
build,
experiences that you've
so-
experienced. It'll be different for her, of course.
Oh,
but
I mean, it'll be different for her, but
you would support that?
I'm at the point now where I don't want. I mean, it's the discipline and stuff like that, whatever, and the dedication and stuff like that, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want to push it on her.
Yeah, it's
But at the
your
same
dream is
time-
her dream.
But at the same
Yeah.
time, I do want to sort of, like, you know, encourage it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, you know,
See where it goes, maybe, right?
but like, you know, I'm at the point now where I'm just like, you know, hey, if you want to do that,
Yeah.
I support you 100%.
Yeah.
You know, you want to do, if you want to keep going, great. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And you want that advice or whatever, and then, you know, Daddy, how do you, you know, and she'll ask me whatever, and like, you know, can you draw? I'm just like, I'm not going to draw it for you. You're going to draw it. But I'm going to tell you, be like, hey, you know, I'm going to grab your hand, and I'm, you know, and I'm going to be like, you know, hey, this is how you do a little bit
Little
more.
bit here, a little bit
you know,
there.
a little bit there, you know, tips or whatever. And, you know, and I'm seeing that, you know,
She'll never forget those moments with you.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Those
The whole
moments,
connection. It's the
as
connection.
important as it is to her to do this, it's also very important for you because, again, you're teaching your daughter
to keep that legacy.
keep
Yeah,
that legacy.
man.
But at the same
Yeah.
time, even if she doesn't continue and gets to where you are, it's her interest in it is a piece of you, and you're able to sit there and draw with her and teach her. Whenever a father can teach a child something, man, it's something special.
Oh,
when
yeah,
you
no,
see it.
absolutely.
We breed copies, bro. I keep
We
saying
breed copies. We don't know sometimes if they're
Yes.
listening.
Yes.
And then they surprise you and
then
they
you're like,
shock you, and they're like, "Holy shit, you
Right.
listened!"
They're
like
watching the whole
like for
time,
some
bro.
reason in that moment. So in those moments, that's a scenario, a picture in your brain, a memory, right? A snapshot that's always gonna live there.
Oh,
of
yeah.
you doing that, and for her as well. She's 9. She's gonna remember all this.
Yeah.
Oh, Dad was a great artist, and he would teach me this because that's a legacy. That's
Absolutely,
our
yeah.
legacies. Our kids. When
Absolutely.
we die, without them, no one's talking about us.
Sure.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
no,
They
absolutely.
continue that.
You know,
And you're teaching your kids that
It's an
if you
amazing
do what
skill.
you love,
Yep.
and it's funny as
And
hell
you
because
can't- you can
even though they're
never
younger
go
right now,
wrong with
but
that.
they do remember. They do also
What a
remember.
life, bro.
Like, believe it or not, I talk to them like they're adults, but I also at the same because they
You
understand
have to.
everything.
You have to. You have to.
But you know, I tell them about my business stuff or whatever. I'm just like, you know, I'll come home from a meeting. She's like, "Oh, how was your meeting, Daddy?" You know, and you know, they have that conversation because they know about my meetings.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
I
It's
do-
exciting, dude. It's exciting.
You know, and you know, what's and they'll tell me whatever. Oh, what are you doing now, Daddy? You know, where are you painting now? They always want to know where I'm painting next.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just like, you know, and in my mind I'm going, this is awesome.
That is
you know what I'm
amazing.
saying? Because they're
They're
interested.
interested, yes.
They're interested. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? And it's just, you
yes.
know, it makes me feel good because it's just like, you know, and you're not just on your phone.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
it's not
Right.
they're not paying attention to anything. You
Right.
know, they're interacting with me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know, it's just, you know, and like, you know, maybe they wanna continue that. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not gonna force it, but you know,
Yes.
I'll encourage it. You know, if they want to do that, great. You know,
Yes.
awesome. I did my job. You know what I'm saying? But I will help you along the way.
Yep.
You know, with whatever you want to do, and that's great or whatever. If you want to draw, awesome.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'll put you in the necessary steps for you to go there.
Yeah, be successful.
You know,
Yes.
be successful.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
just like I sort of am right now. You know what I'm saying? With me gaining traction or whatever. Because they see, because they know. I told my kids and my wife that I was going to be here.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're gonna be on the radio. You're gonna be on, and they think that it's like, they can't. You know how, like, some celebrity parents or whatever, they used to their parents being like,
Sure.
they're famous.
Yeah, right.
They're on TV or whatever. A local kid like me or whatever.
your dad. Your dad.
And, people see me on the news sometimes or whatever. Over my art and stuff like that. Whatever. They're just like, what are you gonna do now, Daddy? And like,
I love it.
And they're intrigued. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to be like me, whatever, and kind of like follow the trends.
Helio, give me a shout out right now, brother. Give me a shout out.
To Emma and Hannah and my wife Lindsay. I love you. I love all 3 of you. You're my world.
I love that. I love that.
You're my world.
So Helio, real quick before we walk out of
Yes.
here, I want to give people the opportunity to reach out to you. If people want to reach out to you, they have questions, they want to
Yes.
book you. How do they go about doing that?
I mean, Facebook message me or whatever. I got all the platforms. I have Instagram.
Yep.
I have.
So if somebody
Facebook.
wanted to see your Instagram, what's your Instagram handle?
It's at King's Artist Leo Lio. And then on Facebook, just look at me through my name.
Okay.
And
We'll share all your stuff on
I do have
Bobby Couto
I
Show
do have a
Studio
website
B.
as well. It's www.hpac. So it's HPAC murals and art.crivado.com.
Okay.
And you'll see all my work there.
Oh, your portfolio,
Oh, my whole
everything is
portfolio
there.
there, everything that I've done or whatever.
So if people wanted to book you, like, what's the schedule like? Like, how long would I be waiting if I wanted to get?
So it depends on what it is, because if I'm doing if I'm doing big walls right now, where that takes a little time, or whatever. But I also I make time in between. If it's a small project, whatever, for friends or whatever, or for if it's a small project too, whatever, I'll try, while I'm home or whatever. Sometimes I am home or whatever, and then, I'll if I'm just like shit, like that's getting sooner to the deadline or whatever, I'll bang it out real quick, whatever. Small projects on canvas or whatever. I'll do that too as well, whatever. But I also face paint. I also face paint as well.
Okay.
I'm a face painter as well, whatever. I just did the Tiverton block party.
No kidding.
I just face painted like 500 kids out
No
there.
kidding.
I
dude.
seen him.
Wow.
I seen him at the Marcel Riley.
We have an
Yes.
we have an event coming up. Would you be interested in doing some face painting for us,
Absolutely.
dude? The Lit Summer event with your boy Loco.
Yep.
We had lit.
I've talked about your boy
Yeah.
Loco, whatever. About that. Yeah.
We'll be there. We're doing a live show
no
from there,
kidding.
so maybe you could sit down with us, talk for a little bit, maybe do some face
Absolutely.
painting and be a
Absolutely.
part of that.
Absolutely.
Oh, that'd be
Absolutely.
amazing, dude. I'm so glad you mentioned that.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
That'd be great.
No, I've been face painting for the last 25 years.
Dude, that would be awesome. It's great
Oh,
exposure.
yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Oh,
great,
yeah.
it's
Oh,
an
no.
awesome event too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've done block parties where I've done the Dartmouth Wall events or whatever for like Thomas the Train and stuff like that, whatever.
Yeah.
I was doing over 1,000 kids.
No kidding, dude.
Yeah, oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome, bro.
My don't get me wrong, my back was broken.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, I did all the kids.
Dude, we'll have to talk about that. Awesome, bro.
Oh yeah, and,
Yeah.
I'm a man of multi talents.
Oh, I love it, dude. I love it. David, what you got going on, buddy?
Right now, super busy season. Right, we're in spring, so a lot of exterior going on. So
How far are you booking out? Like how long? Am I waiting?
right now we're about 2 months out. But
Okay.
but again, our
Small
team-
jobs you can fit in there?
Well, not only that, we have at least about 2 crews, 6 guys. It could be one big crew, 6 guys, but we could definitely throw multiple jobs at the same time. So I mean, it's definitely busy. Got some overnights, but right now we're offering 10%. Of course, mention the Bobby Couto Show. Get the 10%. We'll hook you up.
Make sure you
and
ask for the 10% after he gives you a price.
after,
not
yes,
before.
yeah. Don't be stupid.
Because
Come on,
Don't
people.
be stupid.
Don't be stupid.
I love it. That's so funny.
awesome.
But yeah, give us a call and we'll get you in there. And
were you in a
we'll
new
take care of
restaurant
you.
this weekend? Did you go somewhere new? You went somewhere new.
I did.
Yes. Where'd you go this weekend?
Oh.
Where'd you go drinking?
I go Soco.
Because you texted me and you said, "Hey,
Soco.
so and so is here and he's throwing daggers at me."
No. All right. Yeah, we won't mention the freaking name, freaking guy. But it's
We're not safe in public anymore.
yeah, we're not safe in public. It was I saw Matt Candela.
Oh, tell me about Kendall. I haven't been there.
Wonderful place.
That's in
the
New Bedford?
staff- Yep, it's in New Bedford. It was called Candela, but now it's Candela Candlelights, right? Candle Works. Now they changed the name a little bit, but it's still Candela. It's the same restaurant. They changed the colors a little bit.
Italian?
Italian place. The food is amazing. The bartenders, they're amazing there. Like they're so attentive to your drink. Like they make.
I noticed you with someone new because he's always putting like, oh, where's he this weekend?
Yeah. Well, I was there with Steph, and then we ended up meeting a few friends then, and then from there we ended up going.
I thought we were fighting. I was coming for you, buddy. If you would have said, "Hey, I need help," I was gonna. I was coming.
No, everything was pretty good. Yeah, I know.
I was coming for you.
I was watching.
And by the way, one last little tidbit
Sure, buddy,
of my process with the whole mural thing. By the way, I label all my cans.
Really?
Like, let's just say we're doing a tree. Let's just say I'm painting a tree.
Yeah.
So like, obviously, like, my either my wife or my father helps me picks my colors.
Okay.
So I get my colors, and then if there's 3 different colors to a leaf, this can is for a base color. This can is for a highlight, and this can is for another thing, whatever. I label all my cans.
Oh wow.
So
like you.
I know where I'm putting each thing.
You're almost painting by numbers, man.
Yeah,
That's
almost.
crazy.
Wow.
Wow.
I've developed a system that works for me.
Yeah.
That throws me, helps
Bro,
me put.
I'm so super interested in this. Like, you should do like a video. You should actually do like a video of your.
Many people have asked me to do TikToks.
Right, dude.
Many people have.
It's so interesting because I would be so interested in seeing that. Dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
100%.
I mean, I can't help you see through my eyes.
No, but the technique,
No,
dude,
but the
right?
technique, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I know
Oh, yeah.
exactly what you need to do. I'm so
All right.
smart. Shit,
Okay.
Shit, this comes to me.
All right, good.
You should have a
can't do
recorded
that, it's illegal.
session. delete, alt delete. Shut the power on. Turn the power on. Shut it down.
Abort.
You should have a camera set up on you from start to finish.
Oh, like a yes.
And,
like,
you speed it up.
time lapse.
Time
Yes,
lapse.
Time
And
lapse.
you see the whole thing come to
Yes.
fruition, but you got to make sure you set it up at the same location, same
you
angle,
can get
same
it pretty
light.
close. You can get
Right?
pretty
If you can
close.
do that and get pretty close to each video
Dude,
being
that's
dude,
awesome, bro.
and you market your
That's
stuff like that.
That's another revenue stream. That's another revenue stream, Leo.
I hear people saying that.
You should
You know
do
what I
that.
mean?
I
It
hear,
really
I
is,
hear
dude.
people saying that. They tell me all the time, like, I don't know why. Like, you're so successful with the things that you do, whatever.
Yes.
With every job you should do as streaming.
Hey,
Oh.
some advice, a little bit of advice. I
can
took
help you
advice
on
from
that.
these guys,
Yep.
and the advice was I was doing the show, right? I've been doing the show for 13 years,
Yes.
almost 14 years,
Yep.
and I have a consistent audience, right? But I'm like, well, how do we get bigger, right? How do we expand? And Dave's like, dude, you need clips. Like,
Shorts.
you got to
Shorts.
do shorts, you got to do clips, and so I did the research. I found Opus Clip, and now I do the clips, bro. Last 28 days, we have over 500,000 interactions.
Come on.
With
Yeah.
Facebook,
Yeah.
yes.
Really?
So that's why I'm saying it to you, bro. Like, I already
Yeah.
had the product, bro, but people didn't know or didn't have access to it, right? But to have it in bite-sized pieces, I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me. We did Nikki Fontaine how long ago? That was probably almost a year ago. Nikki Fontaine sat in this studio.
Oh yeah.
And I still publish stuff from her, and people reaching out to me. Amazing episode. That was
Yeah.
over a year ago. And so I'm getting that evergreen. Yes, dude. Yes. So it's not that momentary, like, okay, you do the mural, that's a moment in time. If you don't post that again, bro, it just disappears.
Yes.
But if you're doing these clips and
People remember the process.
Yes, dude. Yes. And you become that guy.
I
You know
can
what I mean?
help. I can help you with the videos. I charge about $2,000 an hour.
I'm great.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it's
Great.
I'm
Or
pricey.
you can
An
get with
hour,
Jody
an
Joe
hour.
Productions,
I can
and
help you
you can
with
get
that.
it for cheaper.
Cheaper.
Yeah,
Definitely cheaper than 2,000.
Yeah, well, listen. You get
Is
what
that
you,
yen?
You
Is
get
that-
what
are
you,
you-
you
is
get
that
what
yen?
you pay for pesos.
Pesos. Oh, that's why.
Pesos. And
That's
then-
why.
see, that's-
It's like 50
You
cents.
look Mexican.
You do get that loan. I'm Guatemalan. You're Mexican. Jody Joe, what do you got?
Man?
What do you got, Jody Joe?
Yeah, so as you guys know, I just got back from LA. It was a nice trip
Oh,
out
how
there.
was that? That was nice.
Yeah, it was beautiful out there. It was my first time ever flying.
Expensive.
I didn't pay for it, so
there you go.
it's not my pocket.
Jody wrote a cockroach.
Yeah.
He wrote it all the way there.
I went out there, did some networking out there. We had a big event. One of the nights from a dude that's actually from Fall River that moved to LA, and he's actually doing really good out there.
Nice.
And we just went there to go show support. we went to like other things
what'd
like
you do out there?
Malibu Beach. We went to Malibu Beach, shot some content.
Did you
there.
bunk up with some dudes?
Yeah. Did you step any
While you were
shit?
down
Like
there?
there's shit everywhere.
No, actually, dude, I met some really cool hippies too, bro. I smoked a little bong with them.
Nice.
Got really faded.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, it was an awesome time. I had an adventure over there.
Listen,
No bullshit.
listen, life is an adventure, bro. It's
sure is.
one
Yeah.
big adventure. It's what it is.
So how long were you in LA?
I was in LA for like I think it was 3 nights.
3 nights.
4 days.
4 days.
Was it humid there? When I went, it was fucking
No, it was
humid.
actually really fucking cold.
Was it?
Yeah, it wasn't. So it's actually harder here than it is in LA. I don't know. I don't know about now.
The
But when
humidity, maybe.
But when I was there, I felt like Massachusetts. I swear to God, I was
like cold.
yeah, it
chilly.
was like,
My biggest dream is to actually like go to Wynwood Walls in Miami and put a piece up there and like, you know, just to be like, yeah, man, I put a piece up there.
Let's
whatever,
do it.
Wynwood
Hey, you know what?
Walls.
Let's do it.
Listen, you should go down there. You know, like Ocean Avenue, is it Ocean Drive. Those old buildings are old hotels,
Massive
right?
murals,
You
right.
put a massive mural of a hot ass Latina.
There you go.
You can
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
You would sell that place.
Big booty Latinas.
Big
Local
booty
Loco
Latinas.
wants the
Okay,
big booty
Loco
Latinas.
said
Big
he
booty
will
Latinas.
sponsor
Yes,
that.
yes.
He'll throw money
We're
your
keeping
way.
him.
He said he'll pay for your flights and hotel
Yes.
accommodations.
Yes.
So reach out to your boy Loco. You'll have that video. Yep.
So I will say this: Jody
Yep.
Joe is not available on June 5th because I got him booked. We're doing a live show. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but we might be doing it at a special location with my dear friend Brian Vienna, and we're doing a special event, Freestyle Madness Fight Against Cancer.
Oh, that's right.
That's at White's of Westport, and that will be on June 19th. Tickets will be available. That is a Entourage production. And there's going to be a bunch of artists there like Johnny O, Sapphire, Raquel, Shayna.
Oh, wow, Johnny O, huh?
Yes. Abby, Pretty Poison. I mean, bro, it goes on and on and on. So, like, don't mark the date. It's going to be June 19th. Get your tickets now. The number is 774-365-0507. Hashtag Wes Strong or hashtag Soul Beats Cancer, and make your donations. It's for an amazing cause for that young family. So,
Right, shout out to Brian Vienna, man. He's a good dude, man.
bro, the guy's an angel.
Dude,
He's an angel.
good dude,
Yeah,
man.
he's an
Really
angel.
good dude. Like I actually we did a whole event with him or whatever. He was for the at Kennedy Park a few years back or whatever. We were all doing murals. Me, Justin Estrella,
Yeah.
all the B-boy guys or whatever. You know, we were all doing murals out there, whatever. It was
Amazing.
cool as hell, man. Him and
I
his
had
brother.
dude. I worked with him over the Christmas season with
Yeah.
the Citizens for Citizens.
Yep.
And with Christy over there, like it was just an amazing event. We were able to. We got a lot of toys. And Brian was the catalyst of all
Yes,
that. We talked
absolutely.
and. We worked together, and like he reached out to me again. He's like, Bobby, let's get together. Let's work together.
Man.
So,
No, he's
Yeah.
like I gotta say, Vienna's been always been a guy for Fall River. Like he's always been that guy that always try to do something positive for Fall River. Always. That's all. That's that's what I've.
That's what he is, dude. He's a giver. He's just an absolute
Always,
giver.
always.
He's a giver. So dude, when he reaches out to me, like I'm flattered by it. You know what I mean? So
Oh, yeah,
whatever,
absolutely.
whatever I can do to support that. So again, mark the calendar for Friday, June 5th, live show with Brian. We're gonna have some special guests. We might be at a special location. I'm just waiting to hear back from the owner of that establishment, and that'll be a really crazy event.
Nice.
You're welcome to come out and hang out with us, bro. If you want to
man,
pop in real
cool,
quick, do a quick little.
A little jammy.
What's up? What you got there, brother? Oh, great. There we go. Now we just got thrown off YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Jasmine, thank you for being here. Thanks for being the voice. We appreciate you. Jody Joe Productions, thank you, brother. Pinnacle Painting.
Yep.
Hit him
Give
up,
us a
hit him
call.
up, hit him up.
Give us a call, 10%.
Oh, man.
Helio Pacheco.
Yes, sir.
Hit him up. And we appreciate you, everybody. Listen, thank you so much very much for being here. I just want to take a quick second now and just ask everybody, please, look, share the show. We're growing, but if people don't share the show, then nobody knows we're here. Like I keep hearing from everybody how great they enjoy the show, they love the show. Share it. Tell people we're here. Go over, leave a review on Facebook, Apple, Spotify. Again, if we want to grow and we want to do great things, I'm actually in the process. We might be going to St. Martin. Is all I'm saying. Like I'm just like the show is on the move, bro. Like
I just want to say one thing as
Sure,
well.
brother. Absolutely.
I wanted to thank you.
Come on, bro.
For having me on here.
Thank you,
You
brother.
didn't have to have me on here, but But I appreciate the shit out of you for
Thank
you
you,
know, giving me the chance to be on here and just share my story.
Dude, the pleasure and honor is ours, brother.
man, I
see
appreciate
your
you so
journey,
much.
bro. I appreciate you, man. And
yeah, man.
dude, what a great episode! Like,
That was
yeah,
wonderful.
listen, this is the last time you're coming back, bro.
Oh,
You're
man.
absolutely coming back.
Oh, absolutely, man.
All right,
We
I
can
would
talk
love to
about
be back.
anything under the moon, man.
Yes.
Whatever you want to talk about.
Yes. So, real quick, Troy City Mortgage. Go see Dave Does Mortgage on Instagram, 508-207-5864. The official mortgage provider of the Bobby Couto Show. Tell Dave we sent you, and he'll take care of you. All your mortgage needs. Even if you have questions, dude. Right now, things are crazy. People are buying, people are selling. Where to buy, where to sell. You know, even myself, I'm interested in buying some property abroad. And he's the guy you want to talk to. You know what I mean? Like,
What's her
the
name?
ins and outs. I love that. There it is, right there. Guys, thank you so much for being here. That's all we got.
That's it.
Oh, we
That's all I
appreciate you,
got.
everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Remember that, we'll be here on Friday the 5th.
Yep.
Right? Go over and watch episode 1 with Florian. That was an amazing episode, right?
That was a great episode, actually.
Absolutely. Well, remember, personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion. And remember that
So
all
good.
roads
Lead it.
lead here.